From the new Darling Stadium in Hampton, Virginia, WHCS Channel 5 presents Peninsula District Football. The Kecoughtan Warriors versus the Phoebus Phantoms. This game taped on the 19th of October, 1990. Good evening, everybody. I'm Tim Cole along with Bob Hintz at the new Darling Stadium for the battle for first place in the Peninsula District. The undefeated Phoebus Phantoms and the once-beaten Kecoughtan Warriors. And Bob, we have the makings for a great game.
Oh, this is going to be a great game, Tim. What's going to happen tonight is you're going to see two great defensive teams. Although both of them can put points on the board, I really think this is going to be a low-scoring game. I think the defense is going to be the determining factor, plus who can hang on to the ball. They both run an offense that is subject to turnovers. You got the veer with Kecoughtan, you got the triple option with the Phoebus. It's going to be a great game.
Of course, Phoebus is undefeated. They are in first place right now, having beaten Hampton to get there. The Kecoughtan Warriors, their only loss, a 14-0 defeat at the hands of the Hampton Crabbers. Of course, Kecoughtan, in many instances around here, is considered to be a better team than Phoebus.
Well, if you look in the paper, Kecoughtan was picked by 5 of the 6 sports writers. But if you go back to that Hampton game that Kecoughtan lost 14-0. Turn the ball over 6 times. You turn the ball over 6 times to Hampton only lose by 14 points. You got a good team.
Yeah, there's no question that both of these teams are very strong teams, and it should be quite a game. I understand you had a chance a little while ago to talk to both coaches at the same time. Let's go back in time and watch that interview.
Hi, Bob Hintz here with Coach D and Coach Kurt Newsom from Phoebus and Kecoughtan, respectively. I'm going to talk to Coach D here first, and it was supposed to be that way. Leading the district, you got to feel pretty good.
Well, we've played pretty well so far, but we still have 4 tough football games, and tonight could be the toughest one we've had up to this date.
Well, it's going to be a tough game.
Kecoughtan's got an excellent football team. They played really well, and they lost a tough one early, but I really think that that game could have been a lot different except for a couple turnovers, and we're real concerned about this ball game tonight.
Well, it's going to be a good game, and Kirk, I know it's a big game for you guys.
Oh, yeah, anytime you play Phoebus, you know you're going to play a real good football team, a well-coached team, and, they've been putting points on the board the last few weeks, and they always play real good defense, and they're just real fundamentally sound.
Okay, well, I know that you two guys know each other from way back when you was assistant over there. Does that put a little pressure on you?
Well, no, I don't think so at this point. Early on it did, but we've got a good relationship, and, it's anytime Phoebus and Kecoughtan get together, it's a big rivalry and a big game.
Well, the kids are so close, they live bordering streets and everything.
They do a little talking over the year. I think their kids do maybe a little bit more talking than ours. I'm not really sure, but our kids come back and say what their kids say, and I'm sure their coaches' kids go back, and there's a lot of talking. And it's a good friend. It's a rivalry, but it's kept within the realms of a good sportsmanship. Well, and it's been a good football game the last couple of years. Unfortunately, we've been on the wrong end, but it's been a good rivalry.
Well, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I've been approached a couple of times this week already about the game back in, was it 87 or 88? Was it double overtime?
Yeah, we don't want to go back and talk about that one, but that was a 42-35, and Kurt's team came up and beat us in a double. I think it was double overtime, and one of the most exciting games I've been involved with. Of course, they're not real exciting when you lose them.
No, so. That's true. They're more exciting when you can win. Well, Kurt, knowing that you're going to play against this team is going to pass the ball a lot tonight, I'm assuming that you've worked real hard on pass defense.
We've worked on pass Kelly all week, and we've looked a little bit at the wishbone, so we're going to try to stop that also.
We've decided this game's going to be over by 9 o'clock.
It's going to be a quick game tonight.
So we get back. All right.
Well, listen, I appreciate both of you coming and talking. You didn't share any secrets, though.
I don't think there's a whole lot of secrets going in this game anyway, so it's just going to be a good football game.
Well, listen, good luck to both of you tonight, and best team is going to win. I'll talk to you both of you after the ball game, hopefully. Good enough.
Thank you.
Of course, Bob, both of these teams feature a running attack. Neither team passes the ball much. We should see a very quick game.
Well, and this is what one of the things Bill D said. This game is going to be over quick tonight. But you will watch Kecoughtan. They will put the ball up. Phoebus will put the ball up, especially when they have Bailey in there. They run a quarterback option a quarterback pitch where he passed the ball. It's a halfback pass. Bailey will be playing a lot at halfback tonight, so you look for that occasionally. But Jordan has really come into his own. He can pass the ball, and I think for Phoebus, Phoebus is going to have to stop the pass for Kecoughtan to beat him tonight.
You've got two superb running attacks. You've got Maurice Turner, Kevin Giles, Cal Key, Mike Williams, Kevin Beckner, a great quarterback for the Phoebus Phantoms.
Chris Moore.
Yeah. I mean, it just goes on and on. So we should see a lot of running attack tonight, and it should be a very exciting ball game. The temperature is right. We finally got football weather.
Oh, yes. What I was saying when I walked in here tonight, this is football weather. This is what we've been looking for all year. But, you know, you go back to that running attack. Phoebus has got 4 great runners. The quarterback, Beckner, can run the ball. Moore, the fullback, runs the ball, and Giles and Turner outside. They're going to be a threat. So it's really going to stretch the Kecoughtan defense. They're going to have to play good defense. Defense is going to win the game tonight.
All right, it should be a good one. We'll be back with the lineups and the start of tonight's game right after this brief timeout.
Alternative viewing from WHCS TV5.
Chance to hear the national anthem performed by the Phoebus High School Marching Band. Of course, this is homecoming for the Kecoughtan Warriors tonight.
Well, Tim, last week was homecoming, and they had to postpone it because of the threat of the hurricane, so it is tonight. And, of course, that gives them a little added incentive in this big game.
And something, of course, we didn't even get a chance to touch on in our pregame show is the fact that these, of course, those of you from Hampton are very familiar with the fact that Phoebus and Kecoughtan are neighboring high schools. They, a lot of these kids live in the same neighborhoods and go to different schools, and there's a natural rivalry built right into this.
Oh, absolutely. And to put that into perspective a little further, you've got the coaches who are not only good friends, but Kurt Newsom was an assistant under Bill D for 2 years over at Phoebus High School, so they know each other pretty well. They're good friends. They know what tendencies they have, so there's not going to be a whole lot of surprises out there tonight.
Of course, Kecoughtan leads in this series, 12 victories to just 2 for the Phoebus Phantoms. And of course, this is a very lofty position the Phoebus Phantoms find themselves in, with a sole possession of first place coming into this game. And if they win, of course, they will retain that position. If they were to lose, then they would fall to a 6-1, 5-1 overall record and tie Kecoughtan as well as Hampton. So there'd be a real bottleneck at the top of the heap.
Well, they most certainly will, because they'll have to stick Warwick in there too. Warwick only has 1 loss, which was to Hampton. Tim, there's another thing that kind of comes into play here. You have 2 teams. One is Division 6 in Kecoughtan, the other Division 5 in Phoebus. I believe for the Phoebus to get into the playoffs, they're going to have to be no worse than 9-1. Where Kecoughtan could get in 8-2, the Division 5 seems to be a little stronger on the other side of the river. There are 2 teams over there that are right now 2 teams are undefeated over there, and Wilson has only 1 loss. So if you have an 8-2, you may not make it to the playoffs if you're Division 5. Very important game, both teams.
The crowd continuing to file in here. It's a late arriving crowd, as you can see from our vantage point here on the home side of the field. A good crowd on the Kecoughtan side, but because of the homecoming parade, the crowd itself will be a little late getting here. With the temperatures in the low 60s and falling into the 50s, they're probably going to be glad to get here a little late.
I tell you, this is, as you were saying earlier, this is one of the first nights that we've had that's been actual football weather. Now, there is quite a breeze out there. It seems to be coming on window, but I look down on the field over there where the flags are, and they're not moving hardly at all. Neither team has been known to put the ball in the air a lot, although I believe Kecoughtan will put it in the air a lot more than Phoebus, unless Phoebus uses a halfback pass or uses Tom Bailey at the quarterback spot.
Well, of course, on that note, the Kecoughtan Warriors' Tony Jordan, who has thrown all the passes with one exception. That was Morocco Brown's touchdown pass that he threw in the Bethel game. But Jordan is 20 of 52. He's been intercepted 4 times, and he completes about 38.4% of his passes. On the other side of the ledger, though, you're going to find very little passing from the Phoebus Phantoms because they just don't pass the ball. Kevin Beckner threw the ball once last week, I believe, and
that was intercepted.
Yeah, they threw it to the wrong team, so it's the old Woody Hayes attitude. When you throw the ball, there are several things that can happen, and 2 out of the 3 are bad.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's going to be an interesting ball game because I think what we're going to see, as you mentioned in our pregame show, is the Phoebus defense is going to be very key in this. Take nothing away from the Kecoughtan defense. They've got a good defense of their own. They've only allowed a little more than 8.5 points a game, Kecoughtan has, while averaging more than 27 points a game on offense. The Phoebus Phantoms actually have scored less points per game at 21.6, but they've only allowed 6 points a game on an average and have 3 shutouts in those 6 games. So it's going to be a battle of defenses, and we're going to see a lot of running as you see the Phoebus Phantoms coming onto the field. They'll be the visitors for tonight's game. Kecoughtan has caused its opponents to turn the ball over 17 times in the season, but they themselves, even with a 5-1 record, have turned the ball over 16 times. And 6 of those were against Hampton, and of course that was the one that you alluded to. They only lost 14-0, and still they turned the ball over 6 times. So,
well, I think that's one of the keys to tonight's game, because when Phoebus played Hampton, they turned the ball over 0 times against Hampton. Against Bethel last week, they turned it over quite a few times, 2 times, and you can't turn the ball over when you get to caliber teams that Phoebus is now playing. They not only have to play this team, they got to turn around and play Warwick next week, which we will do. And then Kecoughtan follows up with Warwick the next game. Warwick's got a tough schedule. Yeah, there's no easy teams.
Both of the captains from the teams are about to get with the officials and meet at the center of the field. Let's, while we have this opportunity, make you aware of who the officials are for tonight's ball game. We can get the band to stop playing.
Well, I tell you, the drums are
might ask our director to turn down the outside mic. Now I can finally hear myself. The refereeing team tonight is that of referee Kenny Self. And we'll try and get that graphic up for you.
Well, Kenny does have the microphone on, so we'll be able to hear what's going on. Last week the mic wasn't working real well, and we missed some calls. But we sure appreciate the officials wearing the mic, especially the referee. And there you can see the captains going on. That's the Kecoughtan side. And they're meeting in the middle, and there you see the Phoebus sides. And there's the umpires. Kenny Self is the referee. Don Hurst is the umpire. And Tony Brown is the linesman. Richard Rawls is the line judge. Bernie Reesbeck is the back judge. And Sonny Overbay is the timekeeper up here next to you, Tim. So you're going to keep him straight.
Let's see if we can listen in on Kenny Self.
52, Jimmy Bembry. Number 53, Jeff Thomas. And number 58 is Steve Network. The referee is Kenny Self. The umpire, Don Hurst. The linesman, Tony Brown. The line judge, Richard.
Well, apparently his mic is not either turned on or not working. We're not able to hear his discussion with the 2 teams. There you see the coin toss. Kecoughtan has won the toss, and they will defer to the second half.
They have declined and deferred to the second half.
There you see
they're taking the wind.
Yeah. The wind is not exactly going east and west. It's more or less coming across the
almost
field.
north and south, but it's kind of angled coming across. And it will do that because of the grandstands will block out some of the cross, so you're going to get more side or angle width. So when we have the kickoff, we'll run down the Phoebus offense and the Kecoughtan defense when we have get the ball in play.
Last year, the Kecoughtan Warriors beat Phoebus 26-13. And as I said, Kecoughtan holds a decided edge, 12 victories to just 2 victories for the Phoebus Phantoms. The Kecoughtan Warriors. Whoa.
Can you hear anything?
We're picking up a lot more than our own mics, unfortunately.
Into kickoff for the Warriors, number 26.
Eric Long will be the man kicking off for the Kecoughtan Warriors. Tom Bailey is standing back at the goal line. Chad Hopkins to the near side, and Maurice Turner to the far side. So Turner, Bailey, and Hopkins will be deep for the Phantoms. And when we get the opportunity, we'll also run down the offense and defense and the coaching staffs for this big battle for first place in the Peninsula District. Crowd still filing in. We're about set to go. Long has it in the air. It's a real short kick. It's going to be taken by one of the up men at the 22-yard line. He's across the 30 and dragged down at about the 33-yard line. That was number 8 for the Phantoms, Chris Williamson.
Number 8, Chris Williamson, receiving for the Phantoms.
So the Phantoms will start at the 33-yard line.
The Phantoms will put the ball in play at their own 33-yard line.
Get a chance, we'll show the offense set for this Phoebus team.
4 12-minute quarters in high school football. There are some other rule differences. We'll make you aware of them as we go along.
And there we see the Phoebus offense. I'll let you just look at it while we watch the action on the field.
Handoff up the middle on the first play from scrimmage.
And there we see Selby as the center, Jameson a little of the guards. The tackles are Howard and Shields. The tight end is Bontemps. Split end is Barrett. The quarterback is Beckner. The halfbacks are Turner and Giles. The fullback, Chris Moore, who just carried that ball and picked up 4 yards.
And I was just going to say that. That's right. Chris Moore carried the ball to start. We'll give you the Kecoughtan defense right after this play, as it's 2nd down and 6 for the Phantoms.
Well, this is one thing that the Kecoughtan is going to let them have the ball inside. They just don't want to let them get it outside.
Chris Moore gets the call again. He is wrestled to the ground at about the 39-yard line.
On the stop of the Warriors, number 75.
And now, if we can, we'll show you the Kecoughtan defense. I'll do this since you got the offense. How about that? Tackles are Porter and Foster. The ends are Johnson and Stacy. Linebackers Thomas and Bembry. The outside linebackers are Lewis Patterson. The corners are Jones. So, got 2 S's on Jones there. Thomas is another corner, and Bonds is the safety. And now we have an official timeout on the field. This is an official timeout. And if we can, we'll mention the coaching staffs for these 2 fine schools. I'll run down the Kecoughtan staff if you'll do Phoebus. How does that sound?
Sounds good to me.
All right, of course, for Kecoughtan, head coach is Kurt Newsom. He is assisted by Revis Conrad, Mike Horton, Al Morrow, and Johnny Pauls. 3rd down and about 4. Inside handoff, 1st down. As carrying the ball on the play was Hopkins.
And you notice that was a cross buck. It's a misdirection play. Kecoughtan has got a good defense and they pursue right well. And you can see the coaches for Phoebus. Bill D is the head coach, Mike Talon, Keith Best, Greg Navard, Aubrey Perry, and Mike Tyndall are the assistants. But that was a nice play called by the coaching staff of Phoebus to pick up that 1st down.
Chad Hopkins picked up the first. He averages a little more than 6.5 yards per carry. Inside handoff again to Moore. And Moore maybe got a half yard.
Well, if you saw that time, Tim, Phoebus was lined up in an I formation, which is a little different than what they've been doing in the straight wishbone. They had a flanker along with the split end to the right. They're trying to spread out that defense a little bit, it looks like.
No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 for the Phantoms. Just underway from Darling Stadium, Tim Cole along with Bob Hintz on a perfect night for high school football.
They're back into the wishbone set.
And the right end, the wide receiver, either missed the count or lost his balance or something. That was Chapman, Calvin Chapman, just couldn't keep himself from going across the line. He just fell forward, and they'll back him up 5 yards.
And that's got to make the coaches really upset. That's encroachment. Here you got a guy out there that is away from the line of scrimmage, and he shouldn't be jumping offside or breaking that play. And we apologize. Sometimes we miss some of the calls. We don't know all the rules and regulations, and I got a call this week from a Pee Wee football coach by the name of Cecil Smith to let me know that we did miss one of the calls, and roughing the kicker is a automatic first down, and we appreciate the call.
There you saw the replay, and that's right. I thought about that all the way home the other night as to whether it is an automatic first down, and that is correct. And I personally apologize to the referee for questioning that call last week. I was not aware of that, and in fact, he was absolutely correct. Mike Robinson made the call. It was an automatic first down, and we were wrong. And when we're wrong, we're the first to admit.
When we're wrong, we do a good job of it. But that was a great pickup, Tim. It was third and about 14, and now second and 14, it's third and about 3. And we can see on the replay,
here's your replay.
Ward just runs out of a couple of tackles and then did a good job picking up 2 or 3 yards on his own.
Or a real strong running back. Averages a little more than 3.5 yards carry. Stacked up in the middle.
Well, Phoebus is both, excuse me, Joe, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I can't hear you.
I can't hear you either, so
but both of these teams have good kicking games. So what Phoebus is going to do is try to pin Kecoughtan back close to their own end zone. I'm sure he's going to try to float the ball and just kind of pooch it down to about the 10-yard line.
Beckner, who plays quarterback and kicks, gets it away. Fielded at the 13-yard line. Cal Key gets all the way out to the 24. So the Warriors get a good return.
They really did.
And they'll set up from their 24-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10.
We get a chance.
First opportunity. And that's right. We'll run down the offense and defense for these two teams as time allows.
For the Warriors. He brings it back to the Warriors' 24-yard line.
It's a good shot at Coach Kirk Newsom, and right behind him.
1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
It looks like Mike Horton. Yeah, it was Mike Horton right behind him.
7.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. And in motion. Jordan wants to throw. He's got a man behind the defense, but he simply overthrew the intended receiver. That was Mike Williams out on the pattern. And he just threw it too long. There you see the offense. The center will be Mitchell. The guards, Price and Thomas. Fowler and Stewart are the tackles. The ends are Thacker and Lewis. That was Lewis, number 80 there, see in your picture. Quarterback is Tony Jordan. Cal Key is one running back. I don't know what an NB is, but the HB is Cal Key. Mike Williams the other, and the flanker is Patterson.
Yeah, we'll get a chance after this play, and we'll give the defense for the Phantoms.
Thacker lines up on the right side. Handoff. Not much happening there as the ball carrier is Mike Williams, and he is stacked up after a very short gain.
Number 20, Cal Key on the carry for the Warriors.
Check that.
Making a tackle for the Phantoms, number 52,
that was Key carrying the ball, in fact, for the Warriors. There you see the defense.
Okay, Phoebus defense, we got nose guard, we got Howard. The tackles are Bontemps and Jamerson. The ends are Henderson and Turner. Linebackers, Bryce Barrett and Giles. The cornerbacks, Bailey and James Barrett. Safeties are Hopkins and Beckner.
3rd down and 9 for the Warriors. Jordan has time, throws. It's over the head of his intended receiver, who was Mike Thacker. Also out on the pattern was number 16. That would have been Aaron Hendrickson.
But Tim, that young man that did the fake in the line thought he had the ball. I tell you, he did a good fake. The quarterback had the open receiver. He just overthrew him. As you can see, that was number 20, Key, making a great fake into the middle of the line.
Back to punt for the Warriors.
So neither team has been able to sustain a drive here in the first quarter. 6:38 remaining in the first. No score. High snap. And Pope gets away a poor kick off the side of his foot. And it'll go out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. So the Phantoms will have great field position to start this possession.
Well, that's really going to hurt. Here you've got a good defensive team, and then you turn around and give Phoebus great field position inside your 40.
So uncharacteristic of Pope, he shanked that ball. He averages more than 35 yards per kick. And that time it went off the side of his foot out of bounds. Can happen to anybody.
Yes, it can. We've seen that happen to the pros.
So the Phantoms now will have the ball at the Kecoughtan 40. Kevin Beckner remains at quarterback. Out of the eye, the fake and the option play. Beckner keeps it, turns it inside for about 2 yards.
Well, the Kecoughtan defense is geared to try to stop the outside running of Beckner and Giles and Turner. They want to let the inside man, if anybody's going to get the ball, they want it to go to Chris Moore. They figure that he's a good workhorse, but he's not going to break one. He may pick up some good yardage, but he's not going to break one where your outside threats in Beckner, Giles, and Turner, you can see that happen.
Stacy and Patterson in on the stop. Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8 for the Phantoms. Beckner wants to pass, throws a lateral out in the flat. He's got a man open, completes it, and a gain of about 3 or 4 yards, but a penalty flag is down. Now, and I say a lateral because I really don't think that ball went forward. I think it might have been a live ball.
Well, here we go. Both coaches said we're not going to pass the ball, and Kecoughtan on the first play passes it, and here we see a pass from Beckner, and I didn't catch the call, Tim.
It's a clipping call against the Phantoms.
Oh, that's a big call.
So that's going to count them against 15 all the way back to their 45-yard
penalty being stepped off against the Phoebus Phantoms for clipping.
And we apologize. Kenny Self's mic again doesn't appear to be working. He's just not using it, okay? He's not turning it on. He may think he is, but he's not. So anyway.
Will be 2nd and 25 for the Phoebus Phantoms at their own 45-yard line.
So the penalty backs up the Phantoms to their 45. 5.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. No score between the first place Phoebus Phantoms and the second place Kecoughtan Warriors, or at least a tie for second place with Hampton and Warwick coming into this game. Inside handoff, Chris Moore across midfield to about the 48 of Kecoughtan.
He's a hard runner inside. He'll put his head down and run over people.
He is tackled on the play by number 21, Corey Bonds.
Watch him run into Bonds here on the replay.
Carried 55 times so far for 199 yards on the season. And we do want to thank our good friends at the Daily Press for their statistics and helping us compile ours for this game. Mike Keach, of course, Javier Solano, Terry Armour, Sonny Dirth, all of those fine folks at the Daily Press are most generous with their information, and we appreciate their help. 3rd down for the Phantoms, 3rd down and about 20. Beckner fakes, pitches back to Turner, and Turner will be stopped cold.
Well, he got back to about the line of scrimmage, but they had that play diagnosed perfectly. They had somebody on the quarterback, made him pitch, and there was a tackle right out there with Turner when he got the ball. But that brings up a 4th down.
Jimmy Bembry, among others, in on the stop. Here's your replay.
Watch this. Hit the quarterback, and then somebody right there, 81, that's Matt Patterson.
Beckner gets the kick away, takes a bounce. Cal Key feels it at the 12-yard line, and he is immediately taken to the ground. And the Warriors will again have more field position.
That's a scary place to try to catch the ball with people coming right at you.
He's brought down on the play by number 89, Rodney Reed.
Well, we got a quick break here. Let me go, but we are going to recognize a player from the game for both the Kecoughtan and the Phoebus teams, and we'll award a plaque to those players. And this is donated by DC Engraving, which is a sample of metal photo. DC Engraving is located in York Village Shopping Center on Route 17 in Grafton.
1st down, they mark the ball at the 11-yard line for the Warriors. Tony Jordan on the quarterback keeper gets maybe a yard at most.
Excuse me, Tim. We're also going to give a shirt, which we are wearing tonight. We have one of them. This is a shirt is donated by Turner Sports Place, Hardware and Sports Place is located in 3 places. They have one in Willow Oak Shopping Center, another location in Denby, Hardware and Sporting Goods located in Denby Square, and the newest store is located at the shops of Hampton Harbor next to Hampton University. So we really appreciate these items being donated by DC Engraving and Turner's Hardware and Sports Place.
Jordan pitches back to Mike Williams, and he is pushed out of bounds at about the 15-yard line.
Michael Williams on the carry for the Warriors.
It's a gain of about 3, so it'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Kecoughtan Warriors. 2:56. I was going to say 55 because I thought the clock was moving, but it stopped, of course, with the out-of-bounds play.
Watch
the replay.
Yeah, watch the pitch here. Jordan does a good job of getting the ball outside. Phoebus does a good job of running him out of bounds and stringing the ball, stringing the player out, and Kevin Beckner comes up and finishes the tackle.
James Barrett, number 11, on the initial stop. And no first down forthcoming there as Cal Key is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. And it'll bring up another 4th down. So neither team has been able to do anything with the football.
Well, I tell you, Steve Jamison did a great job there meeting. He fought off the blocker and just met the runner right at the line of scrimmage and took him backwards.
Todd Pope, standing inside his 5, will kick the ball to Thomas Bailey. A long count by the Phantoms, a high snap, but again, Pope will get it away. This is a better kick than the last one, but it's a line drive, and Bailey returns it to the 38-yard line. So again, the Phantoms will have very good field position.
That's the 2nd time they're inside the 40. The last time they had a clipping penalty that put them back. They're the only ones that have a first down tonight so far. And this is one thing that the coaches had said, that they may take a quarter to figure out the defenses, make the little subtle adjustments that you have to make.
There you saw a fine effort by Bailey to feel that ball on the run, and then a good tackle in the open field by Mike Williams to stop him at the 38-yard line. So the Phantoms now will go to work with 2 minutes exactly remaining in the first quarter. No score from Darling Stadium. This game recorded on the 19th of October, 1990. Quick look-in pass over the middle was intended for James Barrett, and he just couldn't get his hand on it, but if he had, he was gone.
There was nobody there. That's the first time I've seen Phoebus. Phoebus has put a few things in, a couple of wrinkles in. They had a wide out. As you can see, Turner there going in motion, which pulls the linebacker over, and there's Barrett wide open.
Ball just thrown a little too tall for him.
Well, that's a tough pass to throw, and when you're not known as a passing quarterback, it even makes it a little tougher.
2nd and 10. On the option, pitch goes to Turner. Turner still in bounds and finally steps out of bounds at the 23-yard line.
Had he not stepped out of bounds, he made a good spin move and got away from the tacklers that time.
He got away from number 80, Matt Patterson. And over there as well was Mike Williams. A lot of two-way players for both of these teams.
Oh, yeah, they really are. Well, you got good athletes. They have a tendency to play both offense and defense.
The clock stops with 1:41 remaining, no score. But the Phantoms with the ball at the Kecoughtan 23-yard line, and this is the deepest penetration by either team. Chris Moore puts his head down, drives across the 20. Ball pops loose, and there's a scramble for it, and a late flag.
Well, it looked like the ball went right to a Phoebus ball player. No, I don't think that was a flag, Sam. I just think it was a towel or something, maybe a mouthpiece or something.
So no flag on the play. And the ball is recovered by the Phantoms at the 19-yard line. So the ball did pop loose, but alertly covered by the Phantoms. We'll watch this on the replay.
And you see Moore going into the center there and makes contact, and he keeps going. And evidently somebody grabbing and pulling at the ball, and you'll see the balls pop right straight up in the air and come right into number 54's hands, and that's Derwin Howard to tackle.
Pitch to Turner. Turner gets away from one man, turns the burners on, and gets inside the 10-yard line.
That young man is very strong. I was talking to Coach Talon, and he tells me that he doesn't work out weights a whole lot, him being Maurice Turner, but the kid can press about 300 pounds.
Shaken up on the play was Calvin Chapman, number 2 for the Phantoms, but he's able to get off the field. He may have sustained a cramp.
First and 10 for the Phantoms.
Let's see the very last part of this play. You see Turner.
How strong he is. Whoa, what a nice tackle
good
there.
Good tackle, but not before he gets a first down. In fact, a 1st and goal for the Phantoms And this is Chris Moore down to the 2-yard line.
That was Vincent Thomas, number 53, that put that lick on Turner.
44, Chris Moore for the Phantoms.
So Chris Moore, actually his knee went down at the 3-yard line, but it will be a second down and goal at the 3. And there are just 12 seconds remaining.
Phoebus putting the ball in the air, not completing a pass, has put that thought in the defense and is losing that defense up a little bit.
It's called keeping them honest.
Most certainly is.
All right, that's going to be it for the first quarter, a rapid first quarter, one that we thoroughly expected because of the running attack of both of these two teams, but they'll go all the way to the other end of the field, and they'll pick it up there, but it'll be second down and goal at the 3-yard line for the Phoebus Phantoms, as they are threatening in the first half here. No score. Tim Cole with Bob Hitz. We have enjoyed bringing the games we have brought to you so far, and as a little bonus here, we have talked about giving the fans a chance to win a stadium seat. I wonder if we have that address still in our computer bank.
Well, Scotty will put it on the board. We are asking the fans out there who will watch these games to send us a card or a letter in to Dr. Sam Stiller, the school board, either one, WHCS Channel 5, 1819 Nickerson Boulevard, Hampton, Virginia, 23663.
There you see it.
And there you can see it. And as the phone number, what we would like, we're going to give a stadium seat away the last regularly scheduled game we have, which will be the Hampton-Bethel game. We will pull one of those lucky viewers out, and we will give a stadium seat, which is being donated by Turner's Sports Place and Turner's Hardware and Sports Place in Willow Oak Shopping Mall. And this will give us an idea. And we want you to not only to send your names in, but, you know, give us some comments, good or bad. We appreciate all the comments that we get.
No, I don't appreciate bad comments.
Well,
no,
I don't want them to feel like they're intimidated if they say something bad. We're not going to pull their name out. Right?
That's right. Second down and goal at the Kecoughtan 3-yard line as the second quarter is set to get underway. This is Turner, and he will not get in. He'll be stacked up short of the 2-yard line. Maurice Turner
on the carry for the Phantoms.
Well, you'll see all defenses get real tight when you get down there inside that 10-yard line. You have less area to cover, so therefore you can bring your defense a little tighter in. That makes it a little harder to get in, and he got just about back to the line of scrimmage, maybe picked up a foot or so.
There you see the Kecoughtan defense really rising to the occasion. And it is third down and goal. And still no touchdown, as stacked up again is Chris Moore. So the Kecoughtan defense showing that they are tough, have put up a goal line defense here, and it's fourth down. And here's a question for you, no score. Here's your replay. Watch Chris Moore get the handoff from Beckner. And again, he is going to be stuffed by that goal line defense. A good effort by the Warriors.
Well, that's a great job. That looks like number 74, and they're doing a great job for the Phantom. I'm sorry, for the Warriors. And I kind of figured we'd see a timeout here. Bill D wants to talk to his group and make a decision. What do you go for? You've got down there on the 3. You've 2 tries and picked up maybe a yard. Well, you kicked the field goal, Tim.
Well, that raises a question about the field goal. The Phantoms do have a pretty good kicker. John Jensen has kicked 2 field goals. And as a matter of fact, he kicked a 37-yard field goal against the Hampton team.
High school cross-country team, both the girls and the boys finishing with a record of 5-1.
And he kicked a 20, I'm not sure I can read my writing here, 29-yarder against the Bethel team last week. So with 10:55 remaining in the first half, the Phantoms looking at a 4th and goal at about the 2-yard line. Bill D is finishing his discussion as you see him in the baseball cap and all blue outfit, and he is going to trot off the field. And it's now in the hands of Kevin Beckner and company.
Well, Tim, one thing you could do is do a change in cadence, try to catch the Warriors in a jumping off and getting half the distance to the goal line, which will improve your odds a little bit. But this is going to be a tough play.
Beckner has the ball, touchdown!
They had him in the backfield, but he is a strong runner. He put his head down and made it in. What a gutsy call by the coaching staff over on the Phoebus sideline.
Well, he's run the ball extremely well the last 2 games we've seen him play. He has 4 touchdowns, and those 4 have come in those last 2 ball games. And of course, that is his 5th touchdown, coming with 10:49 remaining here in the first half.
In to attempt the extra point, number 16, John Jensen.
John Jensen will be kicking out of Thomas Bailey's hold. The extra point try is long enough, and it is between the uprights.
So
the Phantoms
is good, making the score with 10 minutes and 49 seconds remaining.
But I tell you what, they had to work tough for that one because the Warrior defense gave them all they could handle.
Well, but the Warriors gave the ball twice to the Phantoms inside their own 40, and you can't do that to a good team. Here you can see the replay. He's been hit by 2 people, 76 and 52 for the Warriors, and that's John Johnson
and Jimmy
Bembry. And he was just had a head of steam and just kind of split the 2 tacklers. Kecoughtan did a valiant effort, 2 plays in a row, allowing 1 yard being gained 2 tries. But when you have that triple option, you got 3 people that can carry 3 or 4 people carry that ball.
Jensen will kick off for the Phantoms.
And this is an exciting runner they've got back there, Kecoughtan, in this Cal Key.
From the 8-yard line. Look out! Oh, a saving tackle.
Well, that was Mike Williams that had the ball, not Cal Key, and he's kind of exciting too. The kicker had to make the tackle.
Jensen definitely was a touchdown saving tackle there because Williams was ready to go.
Watch the replay. Nice job on the special teams for Kecoughtan. Mike Williams gets the ball and follows his blockers and just finds the seam, and boom, there he goes. And if it hadn't been, now we get back to linebacker. If it hadn't been for the kicker, there have been 6 points on the board.
Cal Key gets the call for Kecoughtan and picks up a yard.
Here we can see the end of that play. And the tackle.
Williams was heading for the outside, and had he gotten outside, he's got great speed. He might have gone all the way. But what might have been at the 45-yard line, 2nd down and 9. Jordan gives the ball to Key, and Key is wrestled to the ground with a loss on the play. In on the stop, 87, Arna Bontemps. And boy, did he put a nice move on him.
I tell you, that young man has been playing well, both offensively and defensively for the Phantoms all year, but he was not fooled by that crossbuck. He was right there, and you said, nowhere, you're going nowhere, Cal Key.
2-yard loss on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and 11. Jordan on the option, pitches. Williams out to the 41-yard line of Phoebus, a 1st down for the Warriors.
That's one thing that you're going to see about this, the triple option and the veer option, is that, boy, when you break one, you've got people like Cal Key and Mike Williams on the Warriors. They can break them as well as Beckner and Giles and Turner on the other side. But look how he follows his blockers. Nice block there by Cal Key on Beckner. And he just finally ran out of room.
Mark it at the Phoebus 40-yard line. 1st down for the Warriors. 8:55 remaining in the first half. They trail 7-0.
Is that their first one?
I believe it is. Struggling for 3 yards. Cal Key gets the call.
Number 58, Stephen Jameson, is in on the tackle.
Kecoughtan with 538 yards on the season, averaging more than 6.5 yards per carry. Picked up almost 4, a little more than 4 that time. Second down and a long 6 for the Warriors. Inside handoff to Mike Williams, and he breaks 3 or 4 tackles for a first down.
He was hit at the line of scrimmage and still picked up about 6 or 7 yards. More than once, I may add, that he was hit.
Very fine effort by Williams, and he is not a big guy. He's only 5'9", 155 pounds, but he played that ball much
Watch
bigger
this,
than he
he's
is.
hit right there. He's hit there a second time, third time, and fourth time, and a fifth guy finally gets him down. What a nice run by Mike Williams.
Extra effort, that's why the Warriors are 5-1 on the season. This is Williams again, and he is run out of bounds by Kevin Beckner, but not before picking up yardage to the 22-yard line. That'll be a gain of 6, second down and 4 for the Warriors.
Well, both teams are doing what they do best, and that's run the ball. The passes at the early part of the game is just to keep both teams honest and say, hey, we will pass the ball, watch out for us. But they're going to win this game on the ground. Both of them feel that's their strength, and you can see the replay here. Mike Williams finally gets run out. He's been a workhorse tonight.
And Jordan will not get a chance to throw the ball as Bontemps is all over him. Nobody picked up Bontemps coming up the middle.
Well, that was a nice fake, but Bontemps was not faked out. I was talking about Mike Williams earlier. His brother, Eric Williams, was a quarterback at this Kecoughtan team who is now starting quarterback up to JMU. And Doxy Jordan, brother of Tony Jordan, is a starting defensive back down at UNC. So they're following in the brothers' footsteps.
Lost back to the 29-yard line. It'll be third down and 10 for the Warriors. Jordan on the option again to the near side. Williams is leveled as he gets to the 27-yard line. And that'll be a fourth down now for the Warriors. Kevin Giles over on the stop for the Phantoms.
Well, you're into the wind. I don't know how strong their kicker is, if they kicked any field goals this year or not, but he's kicking into the wind if they're going to kick the field goal.
One field goal by Tony Pope this season.
Well, they call a timeout. He doesn't have his, he didn't have his block to put the ball on, his tee. So they had to call a timeout. But you got to get some points. You get down this close. But Tim, that's going to be a long field goal. The ball is resting on about the 28, so that's 38 plus, what, about 7?
That's
so
about a 45-yarder at least.
That's going to be close. It's going to be over 44 yards. And kicking into the wind, it's going to make it really tough. Look for a fake. Look for a change of cadence, trying to draw the Phoebus team offside, get a little bit closer. There's all kinds of things that can go on out there. It just depends on what you want to do.
6:33. There you see the scoreboard. 7-0. The Phoebus Phantoms. This is homecoming for the Kecoughtan Warriors. And Pope has it lined up. It will be a 45-yard attempt, if in fact it is an attempt.
And of course, you got your quarterback is holding, which means even though he's got his knee down, he can come up and throw a pass.
It is going to be a kick, but it's going to be well short and wide to the left. So Pope really didn't get much of a chance on that ball. And the Phoebus Phantom defense has stiffened when it needed to. And the Phantoms will set up first and 10 from their 20-yard line. Unlike some instances where you would get the ball from the line of scrimmage in the pros, if you kick a field goal and it's no good, then it comes back to the line of scrimmage.
Right.
In high school ball, once it goes into the end zone, it is a touchback. And we got that one right, at least. First down for the Phantoms from their 20-yard line. A little less than 6.5 minutes remaining in the first half. They lead 7-0. Phoebus has a tough task this week, and then next week they take on the Warwick Raiders. An equally tough task.
the Phantoms.
Chris Moore carries for the Phantoms.
Number 53, Vince Thomas.
And it's nippy out here tonight, Bob.
I'm sitting on my hands. You're sitting right in front of that window picking up everything. Well, of course, you had a couple of hot sausages, so you should be at least make it through halftime, right?
It's like antifreeze.
So,
I highly recommend the hot sausage when you come to the Darling Stadium. It is a true culinary treat. If you like that type of thing, it will definitely light your eyes up.
yeah, it'll light more than your eyes up.
Second down and 7 for the Phantoms, and now they will have a penalty for delay of game. They just took too much time.
Those are the kind of mistakes that you hate to see as a coach, because those are just not concentrating on what you've got to do, and those kind of errors will hurt you, especially when the ball is down at this end. Of course, they've got a good kicker in Kevin Beckner, and he's got the wind behind his back if they have to punt the ball. But now, instead of a 2nd and 7, they got a 2nd and 12.
Beckner has Moore and Turner lined up in the eye. Wide receivers to the near side. The pitch goes to Turner. Turner finds a hole. He's got some running room. A flag down. Turner will put it on. He'll go all the way. We'll just have to wait and see if the flag is against Phoebus. Well, it's Turner all the way, but there is a flag down, so don't go away.
And that may be where there was a clip or a holding call. I couldn't tell. But I see the Kecoughtan Warriors are clapping.
That's a good reason why, because that 82-yard run by Maurice Turner will come back. Oh, what a shame that is if you're a Phoebus fan.
What an excellent run. Watch the replay. Just a nice quick pitch. Got outside, does a great job of following his blockers. I can't see where the clip come in unless it was right there.
It was further back, Bob. Turner turned it on.
An 82-yard touchdown by Maurice Turner is called back. Penalty on the play being assessed against the Phoebus Phantoms.
So Turner has an 82-yarder go by the boards as the penalty against the Phantoms.
It's a holding call, not a clip.
I thought I picked up a hold. I thought I saw one there. If we have a chance to show that again, I think you'll see the hold relatively early in the run. We may not have a chance to see
Well, the flag was thrown just before Turner made his break.
Yeah, it was in the backfield. It would appear that, we probably won't get a chance to see it, but it was a good call nonetheless. And the penalty backs the Phantoms up. Second down and 18.
Maurice Turner, the ball carrier for the Phantoms.
Not much happening on that play.
Warriors, number 53, Vincent Thomas.
JJ! Love it, base! Love it, base! Hey, JJ! That'll take a little wind out of your sail, Tim, when you score on a nice long run and it's called back. And it'll pump your defense up a little bit. They got by with one that could have hurt them.
Less than 5 minutes remaining in the first half.
Phoebus has really got their team spread out. That's very unusual.
Fumble, the ball is loose.
That was number 81, Matt Patterson.
No, Lawrence Lewis.
I'm sorry, Lawrence Lewis on the recovery. And we got a flag, and I bet it's against the Phoebus team.
A dead ball foul, a flag down, unsportsmanlike conduct will give a half the distance to the goal line. Here's the replay. Turner never had the ball. There you see Lawrence Lewis playing Turner, then realizes the ball is on the ground. He falls on it very alertly. And now half the distance to the goal line gives the Warriors a first and goal at the Phoebus 4-yard line.
You turn the ball over to any team, it's tough, but when you turn it over inside the 10, it really hurts. And then you get a half the distance call to the goal line on a personal foul, and I know the young men upset and are very frustrated at this point. They just had an 82-yard touchdown called back, and then they turned the ball over, and of course something was said, and officials don't like some of the calls or some of the language evidently or whatever. But Bill D, somebody's out, it's not Bill D, but one of the coaches are out there right now trying to settle the defense down, get him squared away. You can still hold him, he's telling them. Kecoughtan is pumped up now. This is where you take advantage of the other team's mistakes.
4:45 remaining, so what a turnaround this could be, as the Phantoms appeared to have an 82-yard touchdown, and that would have made it 14-0 or certainly 13-0. Instead, a penalty negates that big play, and then on the very next play, the Phantoms fumble the ball, and the Warriors get it on the 4-yard line. So boy, this could be a big turnaround in this very tight ball game. Jordan will bring them up. He's got Cal Key and Mike Williams, the running backs. Patterson is set wide to the right. Jordan keeps the ball, and he is wrestled to the ground by Turner and Beckner for a loss on the play. And you talk about fired up. The Phantom defense is going to show their own brand of goal line defense.
Well, Kecoughtan lost a yard on that play, but what a great defensive play by both Beckner and Turner. Turner playing a defensive linebacker, or I'm sorry, defensive end on that side, and Beckner playing one of the safeties.
Turner made the initial stop, and then Beckner finished it off. Second and goal at the 5. Jordan pitches to Cal Key. Key down to the 3. He will not get in. And again, a good defensive effort keeps him out of the end zone. And a Phoebus player is shaken up on the play. And that is number 54 for the Phantoms.
That's Derwin Howard. He hopped up, but the official already stopped play, so he's going to have to leave for one play.
Here's your replay. Here you see Jordan. He's got Williams leading the play and Cal Key trailing. And again, an extra good effort by the Phoebus defense that just didn't allow Key to get by them.
Well, Chad Hopkins, #1, did a great job of fighting off the block by Cal Key.
Third down and goal. And no signal yet.
Number 2, Michael Williams, the ball carrier.
Williams gets the call, but he is not in the end zone. He's down about a foot shy of the goal line.
Well, same thing was at the other end, Tim. 4th down and goal. And Maurice Turner, number 22, is trying to get this defense really fired up. Watch the replay. Kevin Giles right in the middle of it.
We got an official's timeout.
Official's timeout. No, I think Kecoughtan is calling the timeout, yes. It kind of reminds you what happened out the other end when Bill D called a timeout. You got to get the ball in here. You got to get some points. You can't come away empty-handed. Excuse me.
This time, Kurt Newsom calls the time, and that will give each team one remaining timeout in the first half with 3:09 remaining. If you joined us late, it's been a defensive struggle between these two teams. The Phantoms, on the exchange of punts, got the best field position, got it at the Kecoughtan 38-yard line, and was able to drive down and score, with Beckner scoring from 2 yards out at the 10:49 mark of the second quarter. And that's the only scoring here in the first half, as Jensen added the extra point. Now, after a fumble and a recovery by Lawrence Lewis, the Warriors looking at a 4th and goal, the ball less than a yard away from the goal line. And how big a play is this? Remind you, of course, that in high school ball you also have a 2-point conversion. But it's awfully early to worry about that. All right, let's watch the play. Cal Key gets the call.
He is stopped short.
The Warriors are saying he got in, and the officials are saying, no, he did not.
Well, that's center of that line.
The 1-yard line on the Phantom. It'll be turned over to the Phoebus Phantom.
Watch that again, the center of that line. And the linebackers just did an awesome job.
You can't be any closer. The ball is an inch away from the goal line. And it is now the Phantoms' ball.
Well, if you're Phantoms, you got to get at least one first down, and you can run this clock out.
3:03 remaining. 3:03 remaining in the first half. The Phoebus defense has held and takes over. Beckner carries and gets all the way across the 5-yard line, so a good effort by Kevin Beckner to pick up some yardage. We'll return to Darling Stadium for the conclusion of our first half, but first, let's take this brief timeout. Kevin Giles gets the call and gets all the way out to the 15-yard line, so the Phantoms will have some breathing room now as they pick up a first down. Kevin Giles' first carry of the ball game, as the Phantoms have gone almost exclusively with Moore and Williams and Beckner. Beckner, not Williams, but rather Chapman, Hopkins.
No, try Moore.
I'll try Moore. I'll get it right.
Moore and Turner.
Chris Moore, I'll get it right. Moore and Turner, I've got this thing all messed up.
Maurice Turner, the ball carrier.
That's all right, Tim. We'll forgive
He
you.
is stopped on the play by number 81, Lawrence Lewis.
What I was trying to say was
The pickup of 4 yards on the play will bring up a
Moore,
2nd and 6 for the Phantoms.
and Hopkins. Now finally Kevin Giles. Here's your replay.
That's Maurice Turner with the ball there. Picking up a tough 3 yards.
Inside of a minute and a half. 2nd down and 7 for the Phantoms. This is Kevin Giles, and he will be short of the first down.
Carrying the ball for the Phantoms, number 33, Kevin Giles. He is tackled on the play by number 52, Jimmy Bembry.
Phantoms need to get across the 25 for a first down. It'll be 3rd and a yard.
For the Phoebus Phantoms.
Well, I don't look for Phoebus to do anything
24-yard line.
out of the ordinary down here with their back to their own end zone, like trying to pass the ball or something with less than a minute to go in the half. I'm sure that they'd love to get out of here with the 7-point lead, turning the ball over inside the 10 and then holding defense. Boy, a hats go off to your defense.
Beckner gets the first down. And you know, it's not often that we see a game that has totally lived up to its billing, as this game has been right down
He is stopped on the play by number 75,
to the plays that have been played, just exactly what we expected.
There's no surprises in that they passed the ball early, if nothing more than to keep the defense honest.
26-yard line is where they mark it. It's a first down for the Phantoms. Phoebus not in any great rush inside of a half minute, 25 seconds, the clock moving. Each team with 1 timeout remaining. This is Turner. Turner trying to get some extra yardage, goes out of bounds at the 39-yard line, stopping the clock with 12 seconds remaining, and the Phantoms picked up another first down.
He does a great job of following his blocker. You see how he put his hand right back of the blocker and uses him until he then will try to find something else, but he does a great job.
We invite you to stay tuned at halftime for our halftime activities. Here is a replay of Turner, and there you see, you're watching
Now
now.
watch how he follows his blockers. Stay right behind number 2 for the Phantoms.
The Phantoms use their last timeout as Bill D will come out on the field and discuss this last play, or certainly this last series of plays, with Kevin Beckner and Moore.
That's Calvin Chapman, number 2. I'm trying to figure out who number 2 was for the Phoebus Phantoms.
Just 12 seconds remaining. As I started to say, we invite you to stay tuned at halftime for the homecoming ceremonies. Kecoughtan, of course, had planned their homecoming last week, and the threat of Hurricane Lily had postponed those events. Of course, as it turned out, Lily never even came close, and Saturday would have been a perfect day to have their homecoming, but a lot of things were contingent upon a final decision being made, and of course the Kecoughtan High School had to make a decision. They did. It turned out to be unnecessary, but you take these, you have to make these decisions.
You have to make them early enough so that you can make some contingency plans, and they had this home game this week, so it was just moved it to this week.
First down at the 40, 12 seconds remaining. Inside handoff to Kevin Giles. Defended well by the Warriors. He'll get a yard at best. Over on the stop, number 78, Kevin Alvin Foster. Also over there was Sean Stacy. And that is it for our first half, as time has run out. And at halftime, the Phoebus Phantoms lead the Kecoughtan Warriors 7-0 here at Darling Stadium. We invite you to stay tuned for halftime activities. We'll be right back after this brief timeout.
We're the fresh new look in Hampton. WHCS, Cable Channel 5.
There you see our score at halftime. The Phantoms 7-0 over the Warriors. Kevin Beckner's 2-yard touchdown run is the difference in this ball game. And the defenses from both of these teams have been outstanding during the first half.
Well, Tim, this is what I talked about at the beginning of the game, how good both of these defensive are. We saw a tremendous defensive stand by the Phantoms down there when Kecoughtan had the ball first and goal at the 4-yard line, and they kept them out on 4 running plays. At the other end, we saw the Kecoughtan Warriors keep the Phoebus out on 3 plays inside the 10, but Beckner took the ball over. Not a whole lot of surprises so far. We knew it was going to be a running game. We knew it was going to be a quick game. There's a few passes thrown to keep the defense honest, but this is going to be a game won on the ground.
Yeah, you're looking at the Phoebus Phantoms. Of course, this is homecoming for the Kecoughtan Warriors. They look to win this game and tie Phoebus for first place, along with Hampton and Warwick, assuming that those two teams should continue their victorious ways. And then next week, the Phoebus Phantoms entertain the Warwick Raiders right here at Darling Stadium. So we invite you to make plans to come out and support your high school teams. I think the price of admission is about $3 or $4. You can't even go to a movie for what it costs you to go to a high school game. And come down here to Darling Stadium, a state-of-the-art facility. You won't find a better high school facility anywhere in the state of Virginia. And come out here and enjoy high school football at its finest. And we're watching 2 of the very best Peninsula teams on the field tonight. Now, Kecoughtan will receive the ball to start the second half. If you may recall, they won the toss of the coin and deferred to the second half. And of course, they will get it.
And Tim, they have the win, what there is of it, at their back right now. So, Phoebus is kicking into the wind, but their defense has just really been on the stick tonight. I'm real impressed with Giles and Jamerson and Bo Temps and the rest of that defensive unit of the Phantoms. They have just been doing a great job.
John Jensen has the ball teed up. We're about set to go. Mike Williams back deep, along with Cal Key. And this is going to be a relatively short kick taken at the 20-yard line. And tripped up shy of the 34-yard line for the Kecoughtan Warriors was number 14.
It's Aaron Hendrickson.
14?
Oh, I'm sorry, that's not 14.
I heard the PA announcer say Terry Thomas, so maybe there was a number change.
Number change, yes.
Nonetheless, the Warriors will set up 1st and 10 just shy of their 34-yard line.
Well, we'll see some subtle changes in both offense and defense this second half.
Jordan flips to Cal Key, and he is very lucky to have covered the ball as a errant option pass was flipped back to Cal Key, and he was able to fall on it for a loss.
What you're going to see on this replay, if we have it on replay, it was a pitch. The pitch was a little bit low. Jordan was getting pressured that time, as you can see right here. He is being hit by Kevin Giles, and that ball bounced right back to Cal Key, or that could have been a big turnover for the start of the second half.
That would have been a huge turnover because it would have given Phoebus excellent field position. As it is, it's at the 29-yard line. It's 2nd down and 15 for the Warriors. Jordan on the option, flips to Key, and Key is chased out of bounds by Maurice Turner on the near side of the field, along with Kevin Giles, and also over on the play, 54, Derwin Howard for the Phantoms.
His name has come up quite a few times tonight, but now you have a 3rd and long. As you can see the replay, 3rd and long with the ball down at your end zone. But again, of all the passers that we have out here tonight, Tony Jordan is a good passer, and you may look for the Warriors to put the ball in the air. We'll see. They're spreading it out. They've got a split end and a wide out on the right side.
Jordan will go back to pass. He's got a man open along the sideline, and he can't hold on to it.
Well, that was the reason he couldn't hold on to his number 11. Just made an excellent play. Reached in there. James Barrett reached in and knocked that ball out, or that would have been 2 points. That would have been 7 points.
Mike Thacker was the intended receiver. Watch this on the replay. You see Jordan set up and have good time, good blocking by his offensive line. And then he just lofts it downfield, and Thacker's got the ball just out of your picture. However, you can't see as Barrett reached in and knocked that ball away in the last second. So a fine defensive effort by Barrett. And now Kecoughtan calls a timeout, and they're looking at a 4th down and 10, and it would appear that they may have had one player too few on the field.
And that's right. They only had 10 players on the field, and you can't be going against a good team like Phoebus. Phoebus is going to put pressure on the kicker. He's put one off the side of his foot, his second punt was right good. But they got a good run back because both punts gave the ball to the Phantoms inside the 40-yard line. And I know Kurt Newsom did not want to call a timeout this early in the second half. In high school, you only have 3 timeouts per half.
Todd Pope, averaging 35 plus, will kick the ball to Thomas Bailey. Pope standing back inside of his 20-yard line. He's been getting high snaps all night. This is right in his face. It's no problem. But into that wind, the ball will not carry very well. It does take a Kecoughtan bounce, however, and it'll roll dead at the 32-yard line. So the Warriors get a roll of the ball at least. And the Phantoms will start from their 33-yard line.
Tim, we're going to give away, as we talked about, we're going to give honor a ball player from both the Phoebus Phantoms and the Kecoughtan team. We're going to give a plaque that's being donated by DC Engraving, and this is a sample metal photo. DC Engraving is located in the York Village Shopping Center on Route 17 in Grafton, and we have Dave Bookwalter up here with us, watching what we're doing.
Wanted to see to make sure we're doing it right.
So we better give him a plug, right?
Turner breaks up the middle for a 1st down. He's still on his feet. 4 Kecoughtan Warriors finally drag him down, but not before he crosses midfield.
What a run, and what a nice job that offensive line is doing.
Can you imagine it took 4 players? If we watch this again, you'll see Turner literally carry 4 tacklers for 5 yards.
But he carried him on his back because nobody grabbed his legs. And watch the line. The line does a great job. Giles doing a good job. It's 1, 2, 3 right there. Here comes the 4th one in, and he's still carrying him. And carry about 4 more yards.
Turner gets the call again, and he stumbles forward close to another 1st down. It will appear that it will be a 10-yard gain and a 1st down for the Phantoms.
He's getting a good job over there on the right side of that line. opening up some nice holes for Turner. That time he'd have picked up a lot more yards had he not stumbled. And I know Kurt Newsom, and there's a good shot at Kurt, has got to be concerned. Phoebus Phantoms have found something over on that right side, and they have picked up great yardage on 2 plays.
10 yards that time for Maurice Turner. And another first down for the Phantoms. Chris Moore carries for the Phantoms.
Kevin Giles running the ball for the Phantoms.
Check that Kevin Giles, brother.
Down on the play by number 87, John Stacy.
Giles averages 5.5 yards a carry. He's carried 32 times for the Phantoms of 177 yards. And Mr. Giles has scored 3 touchdowns so far this season, while also playing a superb defense for the Phantoms. He's a very strong two-way player for Phoebus. Picked up about 7, second down, let's call it 3. This is Turner, and Turner is hit and stopped short of the first down.
Well, that's Bontemps and Derwin Howard over on that right side, opening up those holes for Turner. Both of them are doing a great job over there, along with Selby, the center.
7-0 is our score. 8.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Tim Cole along with Bob Hitz. This game was videotaped on the 19th of October, 1990. The Phoebus Phantoms undefeated at this point of the season, 6-0. Against the Kecoughtan Warriors, 5-1. Their only loss, a 14-0 shutout at the hands of the Hampton Crabbers. Third down and about 2. And bursting up the middle for the first down and plenty more is Chris Moore, all the way down inside the 15 to the 11.
Well, saving tackle there by number 21 on the Warriors. That's Corey Bonds, the safety man. Had he not made the tackle, Moore was gone. What a nice quick trap that was done right. Watch this on the replay, Tim. It's just a quick dive and a trap up the middle, and Moore is through the center of the line before anything can be done. And he picks up 5 more yards after Corey got a hold of him.
First down at the Kecoughtan 11-yard line. Make that the 12. And Chris Moore crosses the 10 down to about the 9. In on the stop, among others, was number 52, Jimmy Bembry. His name has come up quite a few times on defense for the Warriors. Gain of about 3.
Tim, they can't pick up a first down. They started at about the 12, so the Phantoms can't pick up a first down without getting in the end zone.
Second, it looks like there's an epidemic of hot sausages up here in the.
Oh, we got them down here on the right side.
Chris Moore carries again for the Phantoms. Clock continues to move with 6:50 remaining in the third quarter.
Watch a replay of this. Is another good job by that offensive line. It's opening up some holes. Look at that hole.
There was
Jim,
a
I
hole.
could have got through that hole.
I was going to say that one was definitely.
And that was Stephen Jameson, who was the man of making a great block on that side.
Chris Moore in for the score. So Chris Moore goes in from 4 yards out with 6:25 remaining in the third quarter. Here you see the replay.
And look at the blocking being done up there up front, number 58 for the Phoebus Phantoms, Stephen Jameson. Twice he's made some excellent blocks, opening up some holes. And he's doing it against a good defensive team in the Warriors.
Jensen will try the extra point. It's long enough, and it's good. So the Phantoms, held to a single first-half touchdown, have taken the ball and gone the length of the field. And they have scored with 6:25 remaining to make it a 2-touchdown lead, 14-0. Again, give a lot of credit to that offensive line of the Phoebus Phantoms, as they were definitely winning the battle for line of scrimmage against Kecoughtan. And the Kecoughtan defense just really couldn't stop the Phantoms this time.
In the kickoff for the Phantoms, number 16, John Jensen. Michael Williams deep for the Kecoughtan Warriors.
Mike Williams back along with Terry Thomas and Cal Key for the Warriors. John Jensen has the ball teed up. Phantoms kick it to Williams at the 11-yard line. Williams following his blocking out across the 30 to the 35-yard line.
Well, Tim, while we got a chance here, I got Dave Bookwalter up here with us, and I want to thank Dave Bookwalter for donating the plaques to the player of the game. Tell us a little bit about these plaques.
Well, they're made from metal photo, which is a process we use photographically to put an image into aluminum. And it's sealed, and it just lasts forever. It's one of the, it's an amazing process that we use. The Navy uses it on all their boats, and it's very corrosive resistant, and just about anything you can do to it, it can stand up to it.
Well, that's great.
Williams on the pitch, and he will not get much. Kevin Beckner coming up from the right corner spot to make the tackle.
Well, Dave, what we got to say, what do you think of the ball game tonight? This first one you've seen up here at this vantage point.
Yeah, you got a great view up here, and it's a real nice ball game.
And they pay us to sit up here, too. That's not bad, huh? Not much, they don't pay.
Well, we appreciate you stopping by, David.
Well, thank you very much. You guys are doing a great job, and I'm going to get back to enjoying the ball game.
Okay.
33-yard line, second down and 11. This is a lateral, and it can be passed again. A Gopher ball is thrown up and incomplete, as there was definitely jockeying for position between the single intended receiver, Lawrence Lewis, and the two defenders for the Phantoms. That was Chad Hopkins, number 1, and Kevin Beckner, number 7. But it looked like Lewis actually pushed off.
Well, he became a defender. He didn't want them to intercept that pass.
There you see the flare out to 42, Morocco Brown. You saw him do that last week against Bethel with better success, and this time it goes incomplete.
That's a case when the offensive man becomes a defensive man, trying not to let the defense intercept that ball.
Third down and 11 on the option. Cal Key again having trouble getting that flip from Jordan, and he gets little or nothing.
Again, number 1 for the Phantoms is in on the tackle, Chad Hopkins.
And it'll result in a fourth down and a little more than 10. Here you see your replay.
And Cal just bobbles the ball a little bit, which makes you lose a little bit of speed, and of course the concentration gives the defense a chance to get in on you.
Hope will be kicking, gets it away. Almost blocked. In fact, it may have been partially blocked.
But
it goes out of bounds.
Off the side of his foot.
Goes out of bounds at the 42-yard line. So the Phantoms again will enjoy excellent field position, as they'll start now with 4:26 remaining in the third quarter, and they hold a 2-touchdown lead.
You got a flag clear down here on the maybe against the Phantoms.
Here's your replay. Let's see if the ball in fact is blocked. It looks like it might have been. It was hard to tell, but it apparently was partially blocked. But there's going to be a penalty against the Phantoms on the return.
Tim, did you, on no return really, ball went out of bounds. Did you get the player's number that went in for the block?
Well, I thought it was number 85, but I don't have a number 85 on my roster, so I could be wrong. Let's see if we can pick it up.
Doing the run back, an illegal block on a return team. First down.
Yeah, that's number 85.
Kenny Self's microphone is now working, and working very well, I might add. And we appreciate the officials and Kenny Self in particular for allowing us to put the wireless mic on him. And you heard the call. A clipping call against the Phantoms. They'll start now from their 27-yard line, leading by 2 touchdowns. This is Maurice Turner. Turner has had an 82-yarder call back earlier. He is dragged out of bounds on the near sidelines at the 39-yard line.
Tim, that was number 85, was Rodney Reese.
So Turner carries the ball from the 27 all the way down to the 39-yard line. That would be 11, 21, 31, 33 yards.
You want my calculator?
I need something. We haven't got a statistician tonight. I'm not sure exactly why, but we are without our statistics, and we do apologize for that. We have enjoyed having these statistics for you, and hopefully next week we'll have them back. 39-yard line, first down for the Phantoms. Clock stopping with 4:16 remaining in the third quarter. This is Hopkins, and Hopkins is tripped up as he gets to the line of scrimmage. Good defensive effort by number 75, Terrell Porter.
Well, he was being blocked, and he still got a hand in there and tripped up the ball carrier.
We'll get a chance to see this again. You'll see Porter being blocked, as you said, Bob. Hopkins will try and scoot around him, and then Porter just sticks out that big left arm and trips him up for a gain of a yard.
This is an awesome ground attack this Phantom team has. They've got 4 great runners.
Well, they just wear you down.
Look at that split.
And an offside or an encroachment, whatever you want to call it. Looks like the Phantoms left about a week early on that one. That was Derwin Howard, who may have been offside or at least encroachment, right?
Well, the old one was offside, but they call it encroachment because the play is never played.
This is illegal procedure, so call it what you may. It was rather obvious.
Red ball foul. False start. Offense. Still second down.
Well, it's good to hear the official, Kenny Self, on the microphone. I was worried about that microphone not working.
The ball is marked back to the 43-yard line of Kecoughtan. It's second down and 14 for the Phantoms. Chris Moore gets the call, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. This Kecoughtan defense has given up 2 touchdowns, but they have been very stingy otherwise.
Well, when they're
tough.
getting hurt is outside, and that was one thing that they was hoping to stop was the outside, especially of Turner. He has got excellent speed, and Beckner has excellent speed. When they've used Giles has done a great job. He's more of a power runner. Doesn't have quite the speed that Turner or Beckner has. But then you got to concentrate on all 4 running backs.
3rd and 14. Flags are down as the straight handoff to Chris Moore as he crosses the 40-yard line. Not nearly enough for a first down, but let's wait and see what the penalty flag is.
Thrown by the linesman.
It's going to be illegal shift against the Phantoms. Apparently 2 members of the backfield moved prematurely.
Well, I couldn't see on the play who moved. Maybe they did not have enough men on the line of scrimmage or something. I'm not sure how they lined up.
Let's listen to Kenny Self.
Illegal shift. Offense. Decline. 4th down.
So you heard it from Kenny Self, the referee. It'll be 4th down. And Kevin Beckner will stay in to kick. Key and Thomas will fall back. Key will be the deep man for the Phantoms, and Beckner will stand right at midfield. He gets a low, straight line drive kick that just makes it into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20-yard line.
He'd have got that ball up a little higher. He'd have had his team down there, maybe been able to stop it going in the end zone. Also want to mention about the shirts that we give away to the players of the game. Those are donated to us by Turner's Hardware and Sports Place, which has a location in Willow Oak Shopping Center. Turner's also has 2 other locations to serve you. One in Denby Hardware and Sporting Goods located in Denby Square, and the newest store, the Sports Place, located at the shops at Hampton Harbor next to Hampton University.
2:21 remaining in the third quarter. Kecoughtan trailing by 2 touchdowns. Starts from their 20-yard line. Jordan keeps the ball and gets out close to the 25. He is taken down there by number 52 for the Phantoms, Bryce Barrett. Bryce is the son of a friend of mine, Harry Barrett.
I thought I knew one of the Barretts was. I couldn't remember which Barrett.
Yeah, it's Barrett with the ITT instead of the ETT.
Well, we have Bryce and James.
Second down and a long 5 for the Warriors. This time, Williams into the middle of the line. Not much happening.
Well, I'm impressed with this Phoebus defense. They did a great job of stopping Hampton, which you've got to do well defensively, stopping a great Hampton team. They did a great job against Bethel last week, and so far tonight they're doing a great job. You know, it's a shame we can't give a plaque to the defense of the Phoebus team.
Dave's right there. Why don't you ask him?
Oh, we have a flag, which is probably pass interference. Ball was intended for, I believe that's Lewis, isn't it?
Yeah, Lawrence Lewis was the intended receiver. He was held up. And that's going to be the call, interference, which will be a first down for the Warriors. Here's your replay.
Watch it on replay. Oh, he was made contact before the ball got there, and as you said last week, the ball does not have to be catchable. Contact was made prior to the
Pass interference, defense, automatic first down.
See, if Mike Robinson's mic had been working last week, we would have heard him say automatic first down. See? We wouldn't have got on him about that. But
well,
that was
and
a good
Bill
call.
D was a little upset because he didn't know that roughing the kicker was an automatic first down either.
This is key, and he gets back to the line, maybe a yard at the most. Kevin Giles over there. A late flag down. And I'm not sure exactly why the flag came down. There was not any jostling. We've got a player that may be being ejected.
And that looks like number 87.
Bontemps, but that's only conjecture on my part. I certainly don't want to make accusations that he has been, but he is leaving the field, and a flag has gone down. Let's listen and see if we can pick up the call. Kenny Self is looking at the line here. They're going to mark off a penalty against Phoebus, and I have a feeling that that's what it's all about. That could be a serious loss to the Phantoms.
Boy, sure can. Bontemps is a tough player. He plays tight end and tackle on defense.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. Players ejected.
That's what it was. So we don't know what happened, but apparently an altercation occurred, and Bontemps is singled out on the play. He is ejected from the ball game. So with 1 minute and 2 seconds remaining in the third quarter, the Warriors have a first down at the Phoebus 43-yard line. And again, not much happening. They just haven't been able to break through that line.
Well, nothing up the middle has been working for Kecoughtan. When they picked up the yardage is when they've got the ball outside to Mike Williams, and especially that first quarter. Mike Williams is running the ball right well, and Cal Key. But some of those pitches have been bobbled by the halfbacks, which throws your timing off.
Pickup of a little more than 2. Let's call it second down and about 8.
Well, that's 30 yards of penalties in this drive alone charged against the Phantoms. And I know that's got to be a concern if you're on that coaching staff on that far sideline.
Williams carried. Barrett made the stop. Ball at the 39-yard line. That will be the last play of the third quarter as we are down to 1 second, and that's it.
Well, that was a fast quarter.
We've played 3 quarters, and the score continues to be Phoebus 14 and Kecoughtan no score. And again, we remind you that we will be choosing a player of the game from each squad, a very unscientific method. I always like to say that. I want everybody to know if we slight your pick in any way, we don't mean to. We are just trying to single out particular players, or in this case, a particular player from each team, as what we determine as the player of the game. But it is purely one of these unscientific things.
Well, and every time I've taken the plaques and the shirts over to the coaches and the principals and the athletic directors of the Hampton schools, none of the coaches think that we have picked the wrong player. and they agree with us that there's more than one that we could pick.
There's no question about it, yeah.
But good response. Good response from the coaches. I'm really pleased with it.
You're looking up at the stands on the Kecoughtan side. This is homecoming for Kecoughtan. If you just joined us, I'm Tim Cole with Bob Hintz. The fourth quarter is set to get underway. The Warriors have played tough defense against a strong Phoebus team, but they have given up 2 touchdowns. Beckner scored in the first half, and Chris Moore here in the second half to give the Phantoms a 2-touchdown lead. It's third down for Kecoughtan at the 39-yard line, a momentary stop of the play.
Well, Tim, we've got third in. It looks like a long 5, and they have not had good luck going up the middle. They being the Warriors, look for them to either go outside or pass the ball, but they've got to get something going. They've got to get some points on the board, and quick, because pretty soon the clock becomes one of your enemies, one of your opponents.
This is Williams, and he will be well short of anything close to a first down. Kevin Giles in on the stop.
I'll tell you, I'm impressed with Kevin Giles tonight as well. That was
Chad Hopkins.
Chad Hopkins also in on the play.
Giles has been playing inspired football tonight.
He really has. He was the one that one of the penalties was called against the down there to give the Kecoughtan the ball first to goal on a 4, and then he come up and did some beautiful jobs on defense to help himself. And of course, Kecoughtan here is going for it. You have to at this juncture of the game.
So a crucial fourth down and about 5 for the Warriors. Tony Jordan over center. Fakes the handoff to Key, then flips it to Williams, and the play was doomed from the beginning as it just never really clicked.
He made the fake, and then I thought he was going to keep it, and then he pitched to another back, and it was not a good pitch. Tim, I just got some word that this may shock you a little. Of course, by the time people hear this, it may not shock them, but right now, Bethel is leading Warwick.
Well, you know, Bethel has been a team that's been snake-bitten. There you see the very last part of that play. A good effort by Maurice Turner, as others. But Bethel has been snake-bitten by injuries all season long. And, you know, at one point in the season, they were 2-2 and could have been 4-0 if it had been for 6 points. A total of 6 points that kept them from being a 4-0 team. So Coach Kozlowski's team has a lot of spirit. They have a lot of enthusiasm. They've been decimated by injuries, but continue to fight, and they're right in the thick of things, leading a very talented Warwick High School team. Warriors on defense now as the Phantoms held on 4 downs, and Maurice Turner carries for a 5-yard pickup.
Duran Howard again was one of the blockers. They've opened up some nice holes for the Phantoms, and I don't want to take away from the running backs. The running backs have to get to the holes and get there quick, but that offensive line is opening up some nice holes for the running backs. And right now, Phoebus would love nothing more than to march this ball down the field, take a lot of time off the clock.
There you see Tony Jordan, or saw him at least, as he is trying to figure out what he's got to do to get his team back in this ball game. Chris Moore gets the call and will be just shy of the midfield stripe. And that'll bring up a 3rd down for the Phantoms. They'll need to get to the 48 of Phoebus, so it'll be 3rd down and 2. Excuse me, the 48 of Kecoughtan. We're inside of 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, 9:50, and the clock is moving. Has not been a lot of passing in this ball game, as you've seen. Those teams we knew coming in were going to run the ball, and they haven't surprised us at all. Turner started to go in motion. That was a busted play as Beckner has to eat the football. That was a real strange looking play.
Well, that was what happened that time. Turner started, jumped before the play, and then he just turned and went in motion, which was a good thing to do because that way they get the 5-yard penalty. But Kevin Beckner, there was nobody to give the ball to.
There was nobody there.
And now they have to punt the ball, which if you're on the Kecoughtan side, you say, yay, we got to stop this clock. They have called a timeout. They being the Warriors. Hopefully get the ball back. You got to get some points on the board. I believe we're going to see Jordan put the ball up a little more. I think we're going to see Kecoughtan get outside and try to break a run and get on the board. They're going to have to do something.
So the Warriors do stop the clock with 8:58 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Football score, for those of you who are interested in Peninsula District football, halftime score, Bethel 15, Warwick 6.
8:58 remaining, and I'm trying to think of who my players of the game are. I see you working on yours there. Kevin Giles is certainly a strong choice for the Phantoms. Bembry has been tough for Kecoughtan on defense. I have to go along with that. There's some other things to be developed here. This game is far from over, so I'll hold off on my decision. But we do invite you to stay tuned at the conclusion of the ball game. I think Bob is going to plan to hike on down to the sidelines.
I most certainly will hike on down.
Just a little while here. Let's see what you're stuck on those two, or those just your choices?
That's where I'm leaning right now. Kevin has done a great job at linebacker and a defensive back and throwing some blocks offensively.
Rush coming, but Beckner is able to get it away. It's kicked away from Kalki, and he'll watch it go out of bounds at the 24-yard line. So the Phantoms will have the ball at their 24.
Well, that ball went off the side of Beckner's foot, but in all fairness to him, it was a low snap, and he did get a little bit of pressure coming in that time from the Warriors.
I said Phantoms will have it, and of course I meant Kecoughtan will have it at their 24.
Yeah, they'll be all right. Let me make sure, though. $150 deck.
I want to thank our crew for their usual superb job tonight. I see Sam Jr. is here while Dr. Stills is away on some business, I understand.
Well, and young Sam is no longer going to be in Richmond.
Going to Manassas. Kalki trying to get outside. Still going. A late flag goes into the pack as Key picked up about 8 yards.
Illegal block or a clip. We'll see. Could be a fade. No, it's a clip. What a nice job by Kalki. He was struggling to stay on his feet. There's a good shot of our flag or a little banner, and you saw that bright, shiny spot. That was Tim.
Here you see a replay, the delay to Kalki as he tries to get outside. Got some good blocks. Williams gave him one there. Here you see Hopkins come up and make the initial stop. Then Barrett comes over, among others, but there you saw.
Offense, first down.
Well, I never saw the
flag.
I didn't see the clip. I was looking, but I didn't see it.
Well, nonetheless, it is a call against the Warriors, and they are backed up now. It's going to be first down and 15, make that 17, 18. First down and 18. 16. I'll get it right yet. You get to be my age, your eyes start to go. Jordan wants to throw, has a man open, but he can't hold on to the football.
I mean, the man was wide open.
That was Aaron Hendrickson, who had the ball in his hands. He might have been too open. That was a nice pass from Jordan, too. Nobody feels worse about it than Hendrickson. You'll see it again here, the fake on the play action fake, and then Jordan just throws right into the chest, and he can't hold on to it.
It looked like he started to run before he got a hold of the ball. Of course, that's in slow motion, so hard to tell.
Jordan, feeling the pressure, is taken down at the 15-yard line. So again, the defense for the Phantoms comes up big.
Well, that was number 58, Stephen Jamison. Was the initial tackler in there.
Clock continues to move. Less than 7 minutes and 45 seconds to go. And it's third down and 20 for the Warriors as time continues to run, and it's getting dangerously short of time now. Swing pass out on the near side for Kalki, trying to find some running room and just can't get away.
Well, it was well defended by the Phantoms. They did a good job coming over there. Hopkins was back over there along with a couple other ones. I couldn't see who the other one, number 85, who is Rodney Reese, just didn't give Cal Key a chance to do anything after he caught the screen pass.
Watch this as it sets up here. Key, it looks like he's got some running room. He's got blockers out there. He's trying to get some running room, but again, Kevin Giles.
Yeah,
he really did a fine. Yeah, he's got to be my pick unless there's a drastic change. Block punt. The punt is carried into the end zone, but it cannot be advanced. And they'll mark it at the 4-yard line, but the Phantoms will have it. No, they're going to say a touchdown. I started to say they couldn't advance it, but they can. It's a muffed punt catch that you can't advance.
Well, whatever. It's a touchdown.
It's a touchdown.
That will really kind of put it out of reach for the Warriors.
So the Phantoms are able to advance the blocked punt and carry it into the end zone. I did not pick up the young man's name or number that scored the touchdown.
It may have been number 54. I'm not sure. If we have that on replay or not, we'll pick it up, but I didn't catch the number either. He was in a crowd of people.
Phantoms trying to get enough players on the field, and now they're going to be called for delay of the game as they were unable to get the play off in the allotted time. But nonetheless, they have now a 3-touchdown lead.
Delay of game, kicking team, 5-yard penalty.
You heard Kenny Self, the referee, tell you about it. So it'll just be a little extra distance on the extra point attempt. Out of the hold of Bailey, and it is partially blocked, and it will go no good. So the score will remain 20 for the Phantoms and no score for Kecoughtan. Here's the replay of the blocked punt, or at least the very tail end of it, if we can pick up who picks up this ball. And if we follow it far enough, maybe I can pick up the number. I still haven't been able to determine. Bob, can you tell? It looked like it might have been, well, I don't even want to guess. Is there any more tape there? No, I guess not.
I can't tell who it was, but Tim, I'm going to head on down to the sideline.
All right.
We got 6 minutes and 48 seconds to go, but I'm going to try to get over on the Phoebus side and get up with Kevin Giles, along with some of the coaches.
All right. We will let you do just that. So the blocked punt and the touchdown makes it 20-0. And the Phantoms now looking for their 4th shutout of the season. 52, I'm told by Slow Mo Joe, our key man with the replay, and that would be Bryce Barrett. So Harry's son has scored a touchdown. Oh, what an open field tackle by Thomas Bailey. What a play that was. Terry Thomas, the Kecoughtan Warrior, may be shaken up. That was that type of play that you can really get hurt on. Certainly it was not the intent of Bailey to hurt the player, but it was one of those body block tackles, and he really took more down, and let's hope that he's just momentarily shaken up as he really took a lick. Here you'll see it on the replay. Watch Bailey come into your picture as Thomas, he just kind of throws his body. Oh boy, that's one of those times when you can really hurt a leg, but we're happy to see that he is able to get up at least to limp off the field. And hopefully that young man will be all right. That was one of those plays that you kind of hold your breath on because he could have been severely hurt. But a good open field tackle by Bailey, who was the starting quarterback for the Phantoms and has been delegated or relegated at least to seeing some running back positions and played a fine job on defense for the Phantoms.
Well, he's a fine athlete, Tim. We saw him play basketball, and he's an excellent athlete.
So the Warriors now will start from their 11-yard line. Jordan trailing by 20-0. Throws the ball into a pack. The ball Intercepted by the Phantoms. No, they say it's caught by the Warriors.
That was a great catch by Lewis.
I thought Hopkins had come up with the ball for the Phantoms, but in fact, Lawrence Lewis, made the grab for the Warriors. Here's your replay.
That was great concentration.
It's up for grabs right here, and it looks like, well, what a great job. You're right. A super job by Lewis to corral that ball. And the Warriors get a first down out of it. Now Williams along the sidelines is knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
Michael Williams, the ball carrier for the Warriors.
You know something, I hate to throw a monkey wrench in your plans here, Bob, but I kind of lean towards Lawrence Lewis for the Warriors. He recovered the fumble in the first half for Kecoughtan, and now has made a super effort on that catch and has played well on both offense and defense.
Well, I'll go with whoever you want to on that team, but I've got to go with Kevin Giles on the Phantoms.
I think I'll go with you on that with no problem at all. There's an easy pick in a sense, and nothing happening right there.
What a nice hit by number 58. What's that young man? Is that Howard?
That is Stephen Jamerson.
Wow, what a hit. He ran into Cal Key, didn't get a chance, got the ball, and was stopped almost immediately.
The replay will show you exactly that, as he was literally in the backfield when Cal Key got the ball. Third down and 9 for the Warriors. Jordan still has the ball. Throws poorly. The intended receiver was Aaron Hendrickson. But the ball thrown well off the mark, and it goes incomplete, brings up a 4th down and 9 now.
Well, they're not going to kick the ball, Tim. They've got to go for the 4th down at this point.
That incomplete pass stops the clock with 5:10 remaining. And as you said, Jordan will go for it. Trailing by 20. Jordan has time, throws, has Williams open, and he makes the grab for a first down. What a super effort by Mike Williams to come up with the catch.
Michael Williams was running the ball well in the first half, but a great job of concentration getting that pass that time.
We'll try and show you that replay, but the Warriors, with a hurry-up play here, trying to save as much time as possible. This is Lawrence Lewis, and he makes the grab. Took a good hit from Thomas Bailey. Here's the replay of the previous play. The extra effort by Williams. Watch this. Jordan will go back and throw it up, and Williams will catch the ball on the deflection. What great concentration on Williams' part. This is back to the live action now. Jordan throws, and Lewis has it tipped. It's intercepted.
Great job of concentration there that time by the Phoebus Phantom to come up with that interception, number 89.
That is Rodney Reese, number 89, who comes up with the tip ball. And the Warriors have really seen their last gasp here, as that interception will give the ball to the Phantoms at their 25-yard line. And the Warriors have just one timeout remaining. That's the only one time that they can stop this clock. And with the ground game that the Phantoms possess, it'll be very difficult at this point. So the Warriors were moving the football, Jordan connecting on the passes, but the intercept kind of closes it down as Maurice Turner picks up about 7. There you see the scoreboard, less than 4 minutes to go. And as I said, Kecoughtan can only stop the clock one time. Pickup of 6 by Turner, 2nd down and 4. So our players of the game will be from the Warriors, Lawrence Lewis, and certainly Mike Williams was a consideration, Bembry among others. And Kevin Giles will get the Player of the Game award for the Phoebus Phantoms. And again, several other players, certainly Turner, a strong candidate for that award as well, among others.
Well, Tim, that offensive line for the Phantoms just did a great job. It's hard not to talk about them tonight, both offensively and defensively. They've opened up some great holes for the running back for the Phantoms. Kevin Giles has just played a great job, both offensively and defensively tonight.
Don't forget, Turner had an 82-yarder called back also earlier in the ball game.
And they didn't give up after that happened. They came back and showed a great defensive stand down there on their goal line.
Rodney Vincent in the ball game now for the Phantoms, number 30. That's his first carry of the ball game.
Rodney Vincent, offensive play by the middle of the Kecoughtan defensive line.
Vincent played in the first 4 games of the season, averaging 3.5 yards carry. Has not carried the ball the last 2 games, as we've seen Turner and Moore and Giles and Hopkins, as the officials have taken a timeout here to measure for the first down.
Cincinnati Reds 7, Middleton A's 2.
And the ball will be just the nose of the ball short of a first down. So the Phantoms with a 4th down and inches.
Well, it does not look like the Phantoms are going to kick. I can't tell from this point where I am, but it looks like they're going to go for it. They have confidence in that offensive line that they can pick up short yardage when they need to.
Don't jump!
Kevin Beckner with 118 yards last week. A fumble on the exchange from center, but Beckner very alertly picks the ball up and struggles forward for a first down. So it was almost a turnover. The ball fumbled on the snap, but Beckner would appear to have gotten the first down. Now let's just see exactly. They've spotted the ball a little further back than it appeared he had gotten. So we'll wait and see what they are going to do. They're going to bring the chains across. All right, watch, if you will, on the replay here and see if, in fact, the quarterback does not go to the ground. Well, his knee never did hit the ground. It did not, at least it did not appear to, had he been on the ground. And now they say they didn't make the first down anyway. So a tough spot of the ball for the Phantoms gives it over to the Kecoughtan Warriors. It appeared that on 2nd and 3rd effort that Beckner got enough for a first down, but apparently his knee hit down, and the officials, certainly right on top of the play, marked the ball short of the first down. And now Kecoughtan takes over.
Well, at this point, with 2 minutes to go in the game and you're needing 3 scores, it's almost a moot point.
Well, of course, the Warriors want to get in the end zone. The Phantoms want to record their 4th shutout of the season, as Williams trapped the ball on the pass from Jordan. And it'll be incomplete, stopping the clock with exactly 2 minutes remaining. Ball squarely at the 35-yard line of the Phantoms. You know how much Phoebus wants to keep Kecoughtan out of the end zone. The Warriors have been averaging 27 points a game.
And if you're Kecoughtan, you want to get in the end zone and come away with something.
Phantoms have only allowed 36 points all year long. Looking pass, it's batted away.
That was number 52, Tim. I don't have my roster down there.
Well, I'll tell you, that's Bryce Barrett again.
He did a great job of playing that quarterback and jumping up and just swatting that ball down.
3rd down and 10 for the Warriors, as they have been stymied here after holding the Phantoms on a 4th and inches. Jordan on the draw play to Williams. Williams gets a good block from Cal Key and picks up the first down and then some. Trying to get outside, reverses his field and finally goes down at the 19-yard line.
That was an excellent call, because everybody on that Phoebus defense thought they were going to see a pass, and that draw play was an excellent call.
A minute 43 remaining. The clock is moving. Here you see the replay. You see the delayed handoff, or the draw play. Williams did a good job here. Now watch, he's going to find it stacked up there and very quickly cuts to his left, tries to find some blocking. And back to the live action. The pass completed inside the 10-yard line. That is Mike Thacker on the receiving end of that pass. The Phantoms have, the Warriors rather have one timeout remaining. And the clock has restarted. The ball inside the 8-yard line. First and goal for the Warriors. You may recall they were down in a first and goal situation in the first half and couldn't get in as the Phoebus defense held. This is Cal Key down close to the 5-yard line.
Well, they're getting to the point they're going to have to stop that clock one way or another and get this ball in the end zone because we're under 1 minute.
Less than a minute remaining. Kecoughtan with one remaining timeout. There's no hope of winning this ball game, but they certainly want to get on the scoreboard. Cal Key down to the 2-yard line, 35 seconds. And now finally the Warriors call their final timeout, stopping the clock with 33 seconds remaining. So that is the final timeout for Kecoughtan.
Tim, it's a little chillier down here on the field than it was up there in the booth.
Listen, we're going to break away for just a moment and come back with the conclusion of tonight's ball game. But first, this timeout.
Tonight's show includes Tennessee Waltz with soloist James
I'm Karen Schaffner, your announcer for this evening's halftime activities.
Better known as Camptown Races. Then the 1990 Kecoughtan High School Homecoming Chorus will be presented. The band is under the field direction of drum majors Chris Skull and James Henderson. Drum majors, is the band ready?
The featured band will be the Marching Kecoughtan High Warriors. The band is under the direction of Ken Botiford, who is in his first year of leading the Warriors. Prior to his appointment with Phoebus, Mr. Botiford served as interim director of marching bands at East Carolina University. Drum majors for the Warriors are Chris Skull and Jay Henderson. The band will perform the Tennessee Waltz with soloist James Dempsey and Rob Crumpin, Doodah, Presentation of the Queen, Love the World Away by Kenny Rogers, Hey Baby, and finally, the fight song.
Watch me. Watch me. 1, 2, ready, play.
Welcome to our 1990 football homecoming. My name is Kecoughtan, and I would like to introduce the attendants for this year's sport.
She hopes to attend the University of Virginia, and later, Javanka plans to become a professional model. I present Ms. Javanka Denise Lewis. Of the junior class. Nikki is also involved in the martial arts. Nikki enjoys reading and fishing. She hopes to attend Old Dominion University, majoring in marine biology. I present Ms. Nikki Jo Pardue. Kimberly Lee Woodard. Kim is also a member
is escorted by George Hill. She is a member of the varsity cheerleading squad, Unity Club, and the Future Business Leaders of America. Kim is also the SCA representative for her second period class. In the future, Kim plans to attend college, majoring in business management. Upon graduation from college, she plans to apply her business skills in the cosmetology field. I present Ms. Kimberly Lee Woodard. Amy Elise O'Brien. Amy is returning for the senior class. She is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Randy Kalan. Amy is escorted by Robert Knight. Her activities include the girls' basketball team, softball, photography club, and teenage Republicans. Amy enjoys swimming and going out with friends. Amy plans to attend Old Dominion University and major in marine biology. I present Ms. Amy Elise O'Brien. Adrian Nicole Scott. Adrian is our second senior class attendant. She is the daughter of Major and Mrs. John Scott. She is escorted by Steve Bergen. Adrian is the vice president of our school's Distributed Education Club of America. In the future, she plans to attend Texas Southern University and major in marketing research. I present Ms. Adrian Nicole Scott. Jill Ruth Walter. Jill is our third attendant for the senior class. She is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Lewis Walter. Jill is escorted by her father. Her activities include membership in the German Club, varsity soccer manager, Distributed Education Clubs of America, and junior achievement. She enjoys skiing, swimming, and spending time with friends. In the future, Jill hopes to attend James Madison University. Mr. Dennis Gilligan, our principal, will now crown our 1990 football homecoming queen. Our 1990 football homecoming queen is Miss Jill Walter.
Congratulations, Jill. And now for the results of our parade competitions. The freshman class placed third in the float competition for classes. The sophomore class has won second place, and in first place, the senior class. Tonight's competition with bands. The white band has won the band competition. The following entries by clubs and organizations have received recognition. In first place, the French Club. Second place, the Library Club. And third place, the Art Club. Special thanks are extended to our administrators, teachers, and students for your tremendous support during our Spirit and Victory Weeks of celebration. Miss Emily Curtis and Miss Patricia, our SCA Assembly Co-Chairman, have done an excellent job in coordinating our homecoming and victory celebrations. Thank you, Lady Warriors.
Mr. Bodiford and the band will be selling fruit and video coupons in the coming months, raising funds for a trip to Florida in the spring. They will be asking for your support. In the meantime, the band will introduce a dance line who will perform the last 2 games of the season. Be sure to come out and give them your support. If you would like more information on band activities, call 850-5017. I'm Karen Schaffner. Good night.
from Darling Stadium in Hampton, WHCS Cable Channel 46 presents Group AAA Football. The Kecoughtan Warriors hosting the Nansemond River Warriors. Good evening, everybody. I'm Tim Cole along with Bob Hintz. We welcome you to Darling Stadium on this beautiful late summer evening for the game between the Warriors of Kecoughtan and the Warriors of Nansemond River. Bob, this is, we haven't seen Nansemond recently. We saw them a few years back.
It's been about 3 or 4 years ago when Coach V was coaching. They have a new coach, Coach Moss, and I talked with them earlier, and they have a lot of team speed. And they run a double wing, so it's a little different than what we see over here in the peninsula. We don't see any double wings, so this will be a little different for us to try to pick up what's going on. There's a lot of movement. They run reverses and off motion and stuff like that. But you know and I know the first of the year, defense is always much better than the offense.
Well, it takes a lot longer to get your offense clicking. You've also got another factor here, too. You've got Moss as the second-year coach at Nansemond River. Tommy Austin is a first-year coach replacing Roscoe Coles, who did a good job in the couple of years he was there but has moved on to another position. But this has got to be a difficult situation for these coaches because they're really just trying to familiarize themselves with the teams and the systems.
Well, and this is one thing that Tommy said. He doesn't know what the peninsula is because it's not he's never played any Peninsula District teams. And, of course, he knows Coach Moss from when they both interviewed for the Nansemond River job a couple years ago. But Kecoughtan comes in with some real good athletes. The coach is really excited. They have been working together all summer. They've come together. He likes the way the seniors have stepped up and taken some leadership roles, which you know is very instrumental when you're dealing with youngsters of this age. But his defense is definitely going to be much above his offense. They're putting in a different defense, but Dan Thompson, we know Dan from at Kecoughtan and at Heritage. He's always done a great job great defensive coach. Offensively, it's going to be a little different look. They're going to run out of a multiple eye set. They're going to pass the ball maybe 40%, 30 to 40% of the time and run the rest of it. So it's just those kids getting used to the new system and the coach getting used to the kids.
Well, we had a chance to talk with Tommy Austin, and we're going to hear an interview, but we also talked to him off camera, and he's an excited young man. I mean, you can see if his team adopts, I should say, his energy, then we're going to see a real exciting team out of Kecoughtan.
Yeah, we really will. And already they got to change. The quarterback tonight is going to be Matt Cross, who's the backup quarterback and the starting safety. Matt is a real good young man. Terrence Thompson is the one that we've seen in the past, hurt his shoulder in one of the scrimmage games. So he will probably see some action tonight. It'll depend on the situation. But already you've got changes, and you hadn't even got into the first game yet.
Well, right now we're going to go back in time. Bob had a chance a little earlier to talk with head coach Brian Moss of Nansemond River.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you taking time to talk to us. Tell me a little bit about your team.
We're still a real young team. We got a lot of guys back from last year. We don't have very many seniors, but they worked hard in the off season, and we look good in the preseason so far, but this is our first true test tonight. So.
Well, I know your second year over at Nansemond River. You know Tommy Austin, who is his first year at Kecoughtan. Knowing him, does that create a little bit of competition?
No, not really, Tom. I met him 2 years ago when I was going for the Nansemond River job. He actually interviewed also, but he's a good guy, and I've talked to him a few times, and friendly competition here. That's all it is. Of course, I want to win. I want to beat him, but
absolutely. What strengths do you bring to the game tonight?
We've got a lot of team speed, and we hope to utilize that a little bit. Esteban Guzman, he won the 110 hurdles state champion last year, and he's a tremendous athlete. He's looked real good in the preseason. He's got to step up and make some plays for us.
Well, speed will kill the opposition in football.
Well, that's what we're hoping. Defensively, that's what we're predicated on speed, and the guys are really starting to bring it and starting to be real physical. So if they execute what they're supposed to do, I feel pretty good about tonight's game.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thanks a lot.
Right, thank you.
Okay, hold on. We'll go back to Tim.
Well, Brian Moss. By the way, are we just getting a lot older, or the coach is just getting a lot younger? Well, Brian Moss looks like one of the players.
Well, I thought he was when I first went over there. Yeah, they're getting younger, and yes, you're getting older.
We were talking about that, by the way. Just those of you who've been putting up with us this long, this is starting our 21st year of doing sports here on what was Channel 29, Channel 5, Channel 47, Channel 46, whatever it is tonight is 46, and that's what we're going to work with this year, I think. Anyway, right now we're going back in time again as Bob had a chance to talk with head coach Tommy Austin of the Kecoughtan Warriors.
Well, Coach, first of all, welcome to the Peninsula District.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here. Excited about it.
I know you are because I talked to you and you was telling me that your team all summer long have been working. Tell me a little bit about your team.
Well, I think we've got a pretty good football team. It's hard to tell. It's like I was telling the coaches today. I'm a little nervous because I don't know how good everybody else is. You know, I feel pretty good about what we've done and what we've accomplished over the summer, and I feel real good about how hard our kids have worked. I mean, we've had a great summer, and I've had more kids work hard than I've ever had before.
All right. Now, you also told me that you had seniors to step up, and you got to have senior leadership.
Right. We don't have very many, but we only have 10 seniors, but they've worked real hard, and they've provided a great example for our young players. We've got like 25 juniors, and they've done a great job as well, but the seniors have really stepped up and shown they want to do the things that are necessary to try to win some ball games.
Okay. Now, if you were to look at Kecoughtan, what would you say your strengths are?
Well, right now our strength is defense. I think we're pretty good on defense. Coach Thompson does a real good job. The other coaches, position coaches, do a real good job with the defense. And, offense is coming, but, offense is always behind defense. Yeah. And so I think right now our strength is going to be our defensive football.
Well, good. Listen, good luck to you tonight, Coach.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, now stay tuned for tonight's starting lineups.
Back here at Darling Stadium, as you can tell, the Kecoughtan High School Marching Band is leaving the field after having performed the national anthem. This game tonight is brought to you by Zooms with, count them, 14. 14. Updated number, 14 Peninsula locations of Zooms. And in part by Pearls, located at 15 North Mallory Street in Phoebus. Not in part, actually we're doing the whole game.
They're doing the whole game, yes, sir.
And in part by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, where the manager is Nancy Staten.
Nancy Staten.
Nancy Staten, that's what I said.
Not Ronnie Staten. We ain't talking about Ronnie anymore this year. He ain't paid neither one of us anything.
Wait a minute now, you've already mentioned his name more often than that.
You think I ain't going to zick it to him? Yes, sir.
Well, we're excited. Hope you are too, as this is, of course, the inaugural game of the 2001-2002 school season. We've got a great lineup of games for you this year.
Great one.
And this game is just number one of many great ones. And the next game, next Friday night, is a rematch between Heritage and Hampton, and we'll be here for that one.
All right, captains, introduce yourselves. Okay, white's the visitors. We have coin. That's heads. That's tails. Okay. I'm gonna flip it. If I drop it, we're gonna do it again. Okay. Who's gonna call it? You are. It's called heads. It's a tails. You won the toss. You want to defer to the second half. Okay. Which goal do you want to? I'm sure you want to receive, right? Okay. Which goal do you want to defend? That one. Okay. Turn your backs around.
At the center of field for the coin toss, the captains for the Warrior team, Justin Green, number 1, Terrence Townsend, number 15.
Okay, they won the toss.
Number 25, and Joey Scalzi, number 66.
White's going to receive here. Okay, fellas, just one other thing. Sportsmanship. You guys go back to your team when there's no warnings on that. Play good ball, all right? Just play ball. All right, go get them.
We appreciate Larry Turlington. If you can give the rest of the officials, Tim, we'll pop them up on the screen. There they go.
And they are. That is Larry Turlington we heard with a deep voice. Umpires George Adamowski. Herb Cook is the linesman. The line judge is Tony Krug. The field judge, Billy Toller. And Herb Plummer is the back judge. Billy, by the way, works with me at the
I was going to say, when you said Billy instead of Bill, I said, that's the one you were trying to think of, right?
Ah, yes. Okay, we got the, let's see, we've told them who the commercials are, who our sponsors are. We thank our commercial sponsors for helping defray the cost of bringing you high school sports right here on Channel 46.
Talk a little bit about the coaches real quick. Kecoughtan, the head coach, new coach over there, Tommy Austin, assisted by Dan Thompson, Matt Engel, Corey Thomas, Al Morrow, Charles Hope, Chuck Gross, Monroe Wells, Andy Johnson, and Chris Morant. For the Nasman River, I have them somewhere. If I can find them, you'll get them. I think that was one of the rosters I lost.
Chris Morant, that's a name from
Bethel High School.
Yeah, old days. A couple of Morants have gone through the Peninsula District.
Sure has. Well, we know that the head coach over at Nasman River is Brian Moss. So anyway, we ready to hit them up, move them out. Let's go.
All right, the Warriors, as you heard, won the toss and have deferred to the second half. So they want to play some defense. They're going to be watching Nansemond River with a substantial wind at their back. And my gracious, can we turn off Mr. Turlington's microphone? All the sinuses just got cleared out.
I got Ryan Miller at 45 as a kicker and the punter for the Warriors, the Kecoughtan Warriors.
I got a Harry Carr down as 49. 45.
Yep, 45.
Short kick taken to the 22. And down at about the 28-yard line goes the return by Fred Spratley, number 8. So the Warriors, and that'll be easy to do all night since both of these teams are called the Warriors, will start from their 28-yard line. 37-yard kick for the 9-yard return. And for the Warriors on offense, they'll have Nick Hamilton at center. The guards are Crescent and Butler. Williams and Chambly will be the tackles. The wideouts are Jametsu and Capehart. The running backs are McDonald and Guzman. Tailback is McPherson, and the quarterback is Strand. Dominique Strand is your quarter.
And you see they're set up in a just one wing back now, but 2 wideouts.
Pitch near side, turns the corner, has some running room. 35-40, pushed out of bounds after getting to the 45-yard line, or 42-yard line, let's say. But a fine-looking run by Robert McDonald on the initial play from scrimmage, a first down for the Warriors.
Real good defense and quickness. Let's go with the defense. The tackles are Davis and Sumter. The defensive ends, Ross and McDonald. Outside linebackers, Mayo and Backus. Inside linebackers, Anderson and Hammond. The cornerbacks, Green and Edwards. And safety, number 11, Matt Cross.
42-yard line is the spot. First down, Warriors of Nansemond River. In motion goes McDonald.
He moved a little bit towards the line of scrimmage that time, but they let him get by with it.
Handoff goes to McPherson, and he picks up maybe a yard or 2. Let's call it pickup of about 2. Mark his forward progress close to the 45-yard line.
I tell you, number 6, McDowell really showed some speed on that first pitch. Got a nice block.
Second down and a long 7 for the Warriors. Strand is over center.
Kecoughtan in a 4-4 defense, Tim. They want to make him put it in the air.
Strand gets McDonald started in motion. Strand has the ball, lost the ball. And the Warriors got it.
Oh, my.
So
what a change.
First game jitters, undoubtedly. Let's see who came up with it. That's 52 for the Warriors. That would be Tommy Hammond.
Tommy Hammond, great job, Tim. That play didn't look good from the beginning. It looked like it was just something was wrong to begin with it. So get a chance here. We'll show you the offense for the Warriors.
You saw the replay there of the fumble. Strand never really got a good handle on it and coughed it up at the Warrior, Nansemond River Warrior, 47, where the Warriors of Kecoughtan will start.
They got a trip on this side and sending back in motion. Whoa.
And right there on the defense, good stop right in the middle.
Big 74. My goodness.
That's Chris Hardy.
As your Kecoughtan offense, you got Gaddis at center, the guards are Scally and Davis, tackles Hammond and Davis. You got a Corey Davis and his C. Davis, Corey D. Davis. The tight end is Gerard Mayo, Whitehouse, Harrison Allen, fullback Ross, tailback Green, starting quarterback tonight Matt Cross, number 11, instead of Terrence Thompson, who hurt his shoulder in the scrimmage game.
Couple of yard loss on the play. Second down and a dozen just across the 50 in Nansemond River territory. Cross gives off, and again in the middle for a couple of yards to the 48-yard line.
Smith, 55,
Here are
linebacker.
the Warriors on defense. They are Hardy and Scott are the tackles. Scales and Connolly are the ends. The linebackers are McDonald, Barry, and Smith. The D-backs are Spratley, Guzman, Capehart, and Kevin Diggs. Third down and about 11 to go for the Warriors. Trying to capitalize off the turnover. Pitch to the near side. Has a little running room across the 45 to the 44, but well short of a first down. They needed to get all the way to the 37-yard line, so the Warriors now will have to either punt the ball or go for it on 4th and long.
That 55, Jerron Smith, 6 foot 230. One of the outside linebackers, Tim, has been in on 2 of the tackles that very active in that position. They're going to have to find somebody to put a helmet on him. Nansemond River really dodged a bullet.
Put a good pressure on the punter, but it got it away. Relatively short kick and takes a big Nansemond River roll all the way out to the 37-yard line. That ball looked like he used a 9-iron to put backspin on it as it hit the 30 and got a nice Nansemond roll all the way out. Let's see where they'll mark it. Looks
Tim,
like
that was just
37.
almost where the first down would have been.
Yep.
If they could have gotten to the first down.
So they mark it at the 37-yard line. A relatively short punt since the line of scrimmage.
7 yards.
Yeah, well, it was just a 7-yard punt. A huge break for Nansemond River. They've fumbled the ball but did not get burned as a result. They've got it back now, their second possession. Just under 9 minutes remaining here in a scoreless first quarter. Strand wants to pass, got hit just as he released the ball. It is batted around, incomplete. Good coverage. 4 Warriors covering 2 Nansemond River Warriors. Going to have to get around that NR. You have to do the Kecoughtan and the NR Warriors. How's that?
I tell you, the quarterback just got it off. Why did you see that lineman coming in? Had a beat on him.
So second down and 10 for Nansemond River. Far wide right out Brian Winter, top of your screen.
There, the double wing this time. 1 back, 2 wideouts.
Man in motion is Guzman. Strand gives to the fullback, and he is out across the 43 to about the 44-yard line. That is
like number 2, Tim.
Tracy McPherson. We had a couple of number changes. I hope this is correct, right?
Yeah, you got it right. Yeah.
Tracy's. We need to tell our good buddy over there on the PA because he's got it the other way. He didn't catch that.
Well, I told everybody but him.
Number 3, McPherson. 3rd and 4. The ball at the 44.5. But number 3 ran.
No, number 2 ran.
Number 2 ran the ball. Guzman in motion. He gets the handoff, and he cuts it inside nicely across midfield. Stood up a defender and drove about 2 more yards to the Kecoughtan 48-yard line where they'll move the chains.
I tell you, one thing you're going to have to do is do some get yourself a little low if you're going to tackle.
Well, that guy particularly because he's tall and powerful. Guzman, 6'1", 195, almost bowled over the tackler. And the Warriors are able to stop him, but not before the Nansemond River Warriors get their first down in Kecoughtan territory. Shifting to the double wing. Strand straight back, wants to pass. Flag is down. Strand gets it away, and it's well out of bounds, but a penalty flag down in the area that you might expect to see holding called.
And I think now the penalty goes from the. Does it go from the where the infraction happened?
Well, I thought it used to be a spot foul. We'll see how they call this, but holding is the initial indication from referee Turlington.
Yeah, that's George Adamowski that's got the ball.
Holding white.
First down.
So that'll back them up to the 39-yard line of Nansemond River. They had been at the 48 of Kecoughtan. So that is obviously from the spot.
Right, from the spot of the foul. I thought it might be.
First and
Trying to get myself oriented. I tell you, get excited every football season.
First down and 23 now for the Warriors of Nansemond River from the other side of the water. They are
Southeastern Conference.
They are Group AAA. Strand on the option, pitches. This is McPherson. McPherson has the corner.
What he did is he did a nice job of acting like he was going to go inside and suck the defense inside and then broke it outside. Got some great speed.
Got it back just over the original line of scrimmage as we'll watch the replay here.
You can see him watching when he makes the quarterback really gets flattened. He missed that, but he did a little move inside and just caught everybody, sucked the defense in, and then he broke it outside. Boy, beautiful sky out there tonight, Tim.
Oh, it's just gorgeous out here. We can't help but encourage everyone to come out for these games. Just a great family outing here at beautiful Darling Stadium. So they picked up the yardage they lost on the penalty plus a yard and a half, and now we've got flags and whistles.
That usually means the movement in the line before the snap.
Zooms with 14 Peninsula locations. Yeah, and I think you just went to another grand opening, didn't you?
Yeah, down there by Hampton Woods.
What, that place
Dead
is
ball. And, you know, you were one of the topics of conversation.
Down.
I said, well, you got one up there in Newport News? And I said, yeah, Tim goes up there. Said, oh, Tim? Oh, yeah, we got a stool for him. And, you know, the whole, boy, they just knew you. They love you.
Well, the profits are down, you know, because I've kind of cut out some of that fast food stuff.
Well, don't be doing that.
Well, when I need my fast food, that's where I go.
Okay.
Fast and good. Second down and long after yet another penalty. First game penalty jitters seems to be, and McPherson has stood up and stopped cold. In fact, a couple of yards the wrong way for the Nansemond River team as Kecoughtan's defense now starting to assert itself.
Well, that was big 79, and I don't have a 79 on my roster for Kecoughtan.
Yeah, well, we got a 78 and an 80. Should we just split the difference?
Let's give John McDonald and Ed Ross. I don't know.
We'll catch up with some of these changes.
I get a roster, and it's already different. So who knows?
Backed up to their 46-yard line. So Nansemond River now looking at third down and long. Third down and about 16 to go as penalties have hurt them here in the first quarter. We're almost halfway through the first. No score. Strand rolling, wants to pass, got it away, got a pretty good lick after he threw it, and well off the mark, and had no less than 3 defenders around the intended receiver. The defenders were there, and they were more multiple than Nansemond River was.
And he just threw the ball up, Tim. There was no chance for that to get completed. So.
Well, and you know what? His line needs to give him more time. He's just not getting any time, and give credit to Kecoughtan's defensive rush putting the pressure on him.
All right, we got number 11 back to punt.
Yep, that is Guzman. Esteban Guzman. So he'll stand at his 35 and get it away. It's a good high kick, and Green will handle it at about the 13-yard line. Looking for some blocks. Oh, what a block he got, too. I mean, we're talking one serious,
that number 4.
serious pancake put by Jamar Sumter on number 60 of Nansemond River, Milton Chambly. He will be asking the coach, did you get the license number off of that truck?
37-yard kick, 13-yard return.
All right, you heard it from our main statistician to our left. That's Bob Killen. Our main man giving it 37 yards.
Watch this, Tim. You talk about a nice block right here. Boom.
Boom. Chambly's looking for the license plate. All right, here we go. The Warriors now with their second offensive opportunity from their 26-yard line. Plenty of time. And throws it right to Nansemond River. And the ball is stripped loose. Warriors might have gotten it back. Let's wait and see. Yes, they have.
Oh, man, what a nice job. Whoever it was who stripped the big 71 for the Warriors came up with it. 71 is Jonas McCormick. Great job of being at the right place at the right time.
And talk about right place, right time. James Capehart of Nansemond River was at the right spot, too, as he picked it off cleanly and looked like he was headed for the touchdown, but he had it stripped. And the Warriors catch a big break.
Well, one thing that Matt Cross did that time, the quarterback, Tim, is he looked at the receiver the whole time. Everybody knew where, especially the defensive backs, knew who was going to get the ball.
This is Green. Green trying to turn the right corner. Cuts it up.
and almost broke it. He is out to the 12.
I tell you, he was 2 steps from breaking that. Tim, we want to welcome our new corporate sponsor, Pearls. They're located 15 North Mallory in Phoebus. Their phone number 722-1907. They're the authorized Mohawk and Armstrong carpet dealer. John West is the president. Rita Barker is the vice president. We do want to thank them for their corporate sponsorship of tonight's ball game and all the games.
I've known about Pearls. You know, my mom still lives in Phoebus.
Yeah, well, I want to tell you about how long they've been in business.
They've been in 1 year less than I'm old.
Well, let's see. That's 59. No, double nickels.
Wrong way.
Minus 1, right?
Minus 1.
Pearls have been in business since 1947. They have it all: drapes, carpets, tile, blinds, vinyl, both mini and vertical, custom designed for your needs. Know that they're located in 15 North Mallory in Phoebus. Give them a call, 722-1907. Got a chance, Tim. I do want to talk about a young man that I met down at the YMCA. This young man does a lot with the youngsters. His name's John Seward, S-E-W-A-R-D, Seward. He's does the school age and summer camp director of the Youth and Family Services Department down there at the Hampton branch on LaSalle Avenue. Does a great job. Get down to the Y, get a hold of John and tell him hi. Does a great job down there.
So he's another new corporate sponsor?
No, I just like John.
Oh, I see. Well, I wanted to talk about some people. All right, Warriors from their 12th. And nothing happening as the Nansemond River defense on the right side is right there to stop any offensive surge, as in on the stop was 24 Dominique Scott.
Well, they lost about a half a yard on that.
Yes, they did. It brings up 3rd down and about 2.
You know, you're going second and 1.5, Tim. You're hoping get that first down, you know, give us a little breathing room down there where our back is right against the wall.
Well, you know, you and I talked about it. I mean, it didn't take a great amount of soothsaying to come up with the defenses would dominate, but that's generally what happens when you've got new coaches and early in the season like this. They're still working on the offense, but the defenses right now are coming to the fore. And the Warriors look like they're going to have a first down. Just depends on where they spot that ball.
I don't know where he spotted it, Tim. Yeah. It's going to be close.
That's the old left foot, right foot. Well, they're going to signal first down.
They're giving it to him.
Yeah, and I think giving him is probably pretty accurate because that ball was real close. I would have asked for a measurement, but
well, he didn't get a chance.
Referee Turlington said it's good.
It's good. Talk a little bit about our crew. We got some people working for some other people tonight. We'll get a chance. We'll talk about them.
People filling in for people who are filling in.
There you go. Boy, we got a receiver out here, Tim. There's nobody on this. One guy out here trying to guard 2 receivers. Anyway, we got Scotty Bowers as our main man, is doing everything, and we want to welcome Scotty back. He had a little problems this summer, lost a toe, but he's doing real good. Glad to have him. Andy Foley had
encroachment, White, still first down.
Andy Foley was usually does graphics and audio tonight. Mike Nowinski is doing it. Andy got his wisdom teeth. Well, he didn't have a whole lot of wisdom anyway, but he had them cut out. Our engineer is Don Schraus, and I'll tell you about our camera people in just a minute. Cameras, Nathaniel Braxton, Susan Bowers, Ron Baton, and Andre Mattingly is doing the instant replay. Appreciate their help.
Alan Backus, the ball carrier, number 25 on that last one.
And, Tim, we will pick a player of the game from both teams tonight. That player will receive a plaque and a shirt. The plaque comes from Engraving Ink. They're located at the Tab Square on Route 17. For all your engraving needs, contact Jim at 596-8850. Dave Buckwald is owner. The shirt comes from Islander Sporting Goods located in Kecoughtan. They can meet all your sports needs with the full line of athletic goods, both team and individual, equipment and uniform, plus screen printing. Call Dave Chubb at 868-8467. John Roberts is the owner. A little high on the pass.
Intended receiver was Andrew Allen. We've got a couple of changes, additional changes. We've got a 44 in the backfield for the Warriors. Don't have a name to go along with that, so we can kind of guess, I guess. But I guess.
Well, let's see who we got. We don't have number. We don't have a what? 79.
Yeah.
And 44.
44.
Well, I'll see if I can find out who they are.
It'd be 123, I think. If you add those two together.
120. Okay. Right over my head.
working on some numbers here, that's all.
Uh-oh, nobody in the backfield.
Nobody in the backfield. I think this is a pass or a draw. And it's going to be real close to the first down. It looks like he got it.
He got it. Nice call. Nice call.
Quarterback draw to the 25-yard line, so the Warriors keep the drive alive as we are at the 3:28 mark here in the first quarter. Tim Cole, Bob Hintz, and the Channel 46 crew bringing you this, our first game of the season. This one videotaped for you on the 8th of September, 2001. Our pleasure to bring you high school football from the Peninsula District. We got a cross-district, or I guess cross-the-water contest tonight, if you will, as Nansemond River Warriors are being hosted by the Kecoughtan Warriors. So another fresh set of downs for the Warriors. In motion is Gerard Mayo. Now he sets up. And in the backfield, as if they knew the count, was yet again number 24, Dominique Scott. He has been all over the field. He stopped Justin Green for a loss of 4 yards back to the 21-yard line. So again, the defense shining on both sides of the ball tonight. Had 2 turnovers in the ball game for Nansemond River and 1 for the Warriors. Neither team has been able to capitalize.
Found out who we needed, Tim.
Good.
79 is John McDonald, and 44 is Ed Ross.
Okay.
The fullback considered at 80.
That explains a lot of stuff. That is Ed Ross in motion. And again, quarterback keeper. And that is Terrence Thompson, by the way, now in the ball game, who we mentioned before he was scheduled to be the starter. Banged up his shoulder in a scrimmage earlier this week.
Last week.
But has been able to come on and try it out here. So I think Coach Austin is kind of shuffling the quarterbacks a bit right now, and Thompson is at quarterback along with the fullback Ross directly behind him. Thompson sets up, wants to throw, and throws high. And again, real good coverage. Would not have been a first down had he caught it, because the defender would have been right there to stop him. That was 23, James Capehart.
Well, Kecoughtan, as you see, Tim, they're really trying to spread out that defense, and they need to, because that defense is showing a lot of speed for Nansemond River.
Ryan Miller will be in deep punt formation, and Trayson Jordan, along with Esteban Guzman, will be in deep punt position to receive. This is a line drive right over the, well, I started to say over the head of Guzman, but he backed up quickly. Guzman, 45-40, and down at the Kecoughtan 40-yard line, again, Nansemond River will have good field position for their possession.
Yeah, and they've had good field position all night long. It's a something the Kecoughtan is going, you know, they're very lucky they didn't lose the score on that interception.
Oh, they were very, very fortunate.
So, you know, change of possession, moving back to the 40, that's not bad. Quarterback, I mean, the kicker is getting a lot of pressure, and he's hurrying his punt.
So at the Kecoughtan 40, Nansemond River with the ball again.
In their double wing and 2 wideouts.
Neither team has been able to sustain any kind of momentum in this game. Strand steps up, now has some running room to the near side, cuts it up the middle, and he is down in Kecoughtan territory at about the 26, 27-yard line.
And I think we might have a penalty against Nansemond River there at the 35. Illegal block, perhaps.
So referee Turlington will indicate
it is a clip.
Clipping against the Nansemond River Warriors.
Well, that's from the point of the foul, I
Here's
believe.
your replay. We might have been able to pick it up there.
But that'll be from the point of the foul, Tim, so
right.
it won't be 15 from the line of scrimmage.
Line of scrimmage was the 40, and the foul occurred apparently at about the 35, so they'll back it up to midfield.
Got a clip. White. First down. And she's in.
So
again. The penalty makes it 1st and 20 after the penalty is assessed.
That was a good scramble by their quarterback, Strand.
They've just been hurting themselves with these penalties. They've just 2 turnovers and penalties have kept them from the scoreboard. Strand hands off, and up the middle goes number 2. That is Tracy McPherson.
Tim, one thing that this offense, this double wing, and you put a man in motion, and already all of a sudden you've got an extra blocker blocking for that runner, and it's almost like the old student body sweep. You got all these people leading that runner, and they're overpowering. They got more blockers than they got tacklers. So right now, the Kecoughtan's going to have to make some adjustments, and they will during halftime.
Warriors of Kecoughtan, that is, 4-6 last year. Got a new coach this year, Tommy Austin. Strand eludes a tackler and almost had it picked off. Good anticipation on that left side of the defense. That was number 10, Gerard Mayo, who almost came up with the pick. Kecoughtan last year averaged just 9.6 points on offense and gave up 22. And of course, that will be the focal point for Tommy Austin this year, is to get that offense putting more points on the board. That is the end of the first quarter, first 12 minutes of our high school coverage this year. And after 12, it's Kecoughtan nothing and Nansemond River nothing.
What a beautiful night for football, Tim. Got a good chance. Didn't get over here and see Hampton play. They played Thursday night. I had previous engagement, couldn't get over here. They were just overpowering first half. And then went over to IC Norcom last night and watched Phoebus. Very impressed with Phoebus High School. They have a tremendous amount of returning lettermen and starters from last year, Tim. This young man, McWright, that we saw last year, put on 20 pounds, and he was running over people last night. Defensively, Phoebus looks real good. Bethel put a lot of points on the board and ended up winning. Got a new quarterback over there, Jimmy Williams. So Peninsula District, especially Hampton-wise, won 3 games so far. So if Kecoughtan can win tonight, we'll have a clean sweep with in the Peninsula District teams, especially in Hampton. We're looking to see that. Maybe we'll have that come to fruition. What do you got there?
Well, I was just looking at the schedule, but you brought up that Hampton, of course, beat Norview. Bethel won against Western Branch. Phoebus shut out Norcom. So Hampton City Schools are 3-0 in the first weekend, and Kecoughtan can make it a sweep.
And that'd be nice. That hadn't happened in a long time.
3rd down and about a dozen. Baker's dozen. This one's picked off. Justin Green at the 30, 40.
Tim, he was just overthrew the receiver.
And Green returns it to the Nansemond River 42-yard line, the 3rd turnover of the ball game for Nansemond River.
Both of these quarterbacks that have thrown the ball, with all 3 of them, have had tendency that the ball is coming out high, and that, you're not following through just right or something, because that receiver was wide open, but the ball went right to Justin Green.
Nansemond River in the first quarter was penalized 4 times for 35 yards, and the Warriors did not have a penalty, but they did, in fact, turn the ball over once.
First best field position tonight, too, I believe, for the Warriors of Kecoughtan.
Thompson remains at quarterback, gives to Justin Green, and he picks up a couple of tough yards inside before he is nailed. And that's Guzman. That's Guzman. He's a player.
He is, Tim, and he's 6'1", 195, linebacker, and he's either playing. Guzman was one of the safeties, strong safety, and he showed some strength on that hit.
Guzman comes out after that play. I'm not sure exactly why, but he's gone over to the bench. He doesn't appear to be injured, but now he takes the knee, and it looks might have been shaken up on that hit, so that hit might have hurt him. The old saying, hurt me more than it did you. 2nd down and about 7, and a mix-up in the backfield. That play was destined to go bad from the get-go.
Didn't look good. None of it did.
And again, you're still working Manny Anderson, the ball carrier, to the 40, and now we've got a timeout being called by Tommy Austin, and he is visibly upset. He's just made a couple of gestures to the sideline, and I think he's just saying, look, I know this is the first game, but guys, we've been practicing, working hard. Now get your heads in it, focus, pay attention, get your focus. And that is truly probably the most important thing that you have. I played a little high school ball, not much. I really didn't play a lot as much as I'd like to have.
Well, they told me you was the whole right side of the line.
I was the whole side. But one of the things that I think is so prevalent with high school players is you can practice and you can do all these things in scrimmages and you can think about it and everything. But when you get into the real game, you get so excited sometimes you forget. You lose your focus.
You really do, Tim.
You just want to hit somebody, but you forget what your real assignment is.
When I was coaching basketball, what I wanted the kids to know after timeout was the last thing I told them, not the first thing, because they'd forget it because of everything else is going around. But what you want them to do, that was just before they walk back on the floor.
Exactly.
It took me a while to learn that.
3rd down and 8. And a gain of about a yard, maybe 2, will bring up 4th down and about 6.5, almost 7.
Well, that offensive line has got to start picking up those linebackers, because those linebackers right now are eating up the Kecoughtan offense, and we got another punting situation.
As you see on your screen, in the middle of your picture was Brian Moss, the new second-year head coach, I should say, over at Nansemond River. So we've got whistles and flags before the ball is punted.
While they're shuffling that out, usually it's offensive movement in the line, but maybe it's defense this time. It is. Yes, Scotty.
Now, which way are they pointing? Because
they pointed offside against the defense. They lined up in the neutral zone, evidently.
Yeah, Turlington started to indicate it was against Kecoughtan. It will not be enough for a first down because.
But it might make you say, hey,
They needed 7. Now, of course, it's 2.
I've got a dead ball, encroachment,
so you might think about it since you're inside Nansemond River's 35. In fact, they're going to take a timeout.
Yeah, because I think they're going to think about it anyway.
Yeah.
But
well,
we've
4th
lost.
and 7, 4th and 2 is a big difference.
Yeah, really. Well, we lost Larry Turlington's vocal down that time. Tim, Zooms is going to give the senior player on each one of the Hampton High School teams this year who has demonstrated academic excellence. These players will receive an award at a school board meeting at the end of the season, and this will be a nice plaque presented by Zooms. And we want to thank David Allen and Zooms for their continued support of WHCS and our student athletes.
That's 14 Peninsula locations.
14. One more than 13. That was you had to get off of that number.
Yes. Well, talking about our upcoming schedule, we want to tell you about some of the games we've got, and of course, next one up is the big one. Heritage will be here at Darling Stadium next Friday night, the 14th. We'll be here, and I bet this place will be jammed.
There's no doubt in my mind that both sides will be pretty well filled up.
So we don't have a game on the 21st. I thought we had one every Friday.
What happened on the 21st?
I don't know.
Well, maybe that's a break. We got a holding.
That is it, my God. See, I told my wife already I was going to be gone every Friday night.
Well, now you can be. You can be, and guess what?
Donna?
She won't know. Donna, you don't hear this.
You know I wouldn't do that.
Well, I got my schedule somewhere.
Well, mine is a copy of yours.
Well, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 games. We got doing a doubleheader. Right, we're off the 21st.
I can be a hero. I can go home tonight and say,
Donna gonna love you to Tim.
I can go home tonight and say,
guess what I told Bob?
That's right. I told Bob, I said, I'm not doing a game next Friday night.
No, next Friday night you're doing
I
one.
am.
But the Friday after that, you're not.
After that game, I'm taking a week off.
I just deserve it. I've been with that guy for 21 years.
All right, they do, in fact, have to kick it now. And that ball almost hit Guzman, but it just grazed him, or at least I shouldn't say grazed him, because it had touched him, but it came awfully close to grazing.
It really did.
He could feel the breeze from the ball as it went by. Let's put it like that.
Tim, call Pearls for your drapes.
I will.
Custom designed by interior decorator Ray Paris and Tommy Thompson. They will do a free in-home consultation. Pearls is located at 15 North Mallory in Phoebus. Call 722-1907. And what happened to our lights?
Nothing.
Somebody down there turn the lights down.
Whoever did this is going to have to come back and turn them in. Yeah, please. Either that or my eyes are going on me here. All right, Nansman River starting from their 10-yard line. Get about a yard on that play. They could tone it down a little bit. We'd have kind of a romantic mood here with
Hey, I'm not going there. I'm not going there.
Yeah, by the way, talking about wives, I see your lovely wife is here.
She is.
Mr. Killen's wife. I guess you guys are going to take the ladies out for a gourmet meal.
The only way we could get them here, we got to bribe them.
A gourmet meal over Chili's tonight, or? Second and about 9 as we hit 9:19 to go here in the first half. Still scoreless. This on the delayed handoff. And the Warrior defense just much too quick for that play. Tracy McPherson never could catch the corner. And he ends up losing 2 back to the 9-yard line.
So he lost a couple.
Yes, he did.
Both of these coaches are going to look at the films and even look at our film from tonight's game, and they're going to see some things that these young men make some adjustments, and hopefully the coaches up in the press box will help them. They make that adjustments during halftime, but neither one of these teams look real good offensively tonight.
Third down and 11 on a slant play. That ball almost caught, but not able to hold on to it was Robert McDonald, number 6.
Well, that brings up a punting situation.
Check that. I'm sorry. That was Brian Winter, number 9. I'm dyslexic. What is it when you're upside down a number? I know when you do them backwards.
You learn your numbers in Japan.
That's what it was.
Other side, upside down.
Upside down or backwards.
Something.
All right, Guzman is back in his own end zone to punt. So the Warriors, with any kind of break here, will get some good field position out of this. Guzman hits the 43-yard line and takes the Nansman River roll out to the 47, but the Warriors will start in Nansman River territory, and a flag is down back at about the 8-yard line. 38-yard kick with no return.
Well, they may kick that again. We'll see. Yeah, they may make them kick it again. I would.
I would too.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yep. Illegal procedure against the Warriors of Nansman River. And they have had more than their share.
They're going to kick again. They're going to kick it again.
Had more than their share of penalties here in the first quarter, first half.
Still 4th down.
And that's what really drives the coach crazy, is those are mistakes that the concentration, if you're focused on what you're doing, wouldn't happen. Sometimes you get too excited because it's the first game of the season and your adrenaline's going. You need to settle down and get into the flow of the game. But making these mistakes when you got your kicker in the end zone, that's not good. Ball goes over his head, and you've given the other team 2 points. We saw that last night over at Norcom.
Well, and that was a good-looking kick, too, and took a roll for their team. So, they're into the wind here, and this is a pretty substantial wind. He gets it away, and this is a much less of a kick. I mean, this is going to even take a bounce at the 20-yard line. So that was a 27-yard gain on that 5-yard penalty. 16 yards on the kick. See, that again, a huge break. And boy, if you're the
16 to 38, that's a big difference.
I mean, if you're Nansman River's coach, you're about to beside yourself right there. Here you had them all the way out to almost midfield. And after that 5-yard penalty, you give up 26 yards in field position. There you see it was almost like a pitching wedge shot there. It just went like one of my shots. So from the Nansman River 20-yard line, the Warriors with their best chance here. Thompson back to throw. Wants to throw for the corner of the end zone. Does so, but throws it long and out of reach of his intended receiver, number 14, George Harris.
Well, Thompson just threw that to an area. He had a spot in the end zone, and he was putting it right in the corner and was hoping his man could get there.
And you know,
that's not a bad play from there.
And the wind can give you just as much trouble with it behind your back as it can in your face.
Absolutely.
It tends to float on you.
Yeah, but tends to make it float a little more than what normal.
Now a timeout, an official's stoppage of play momentarily, and now they'll.
George Adamowski just wants to get involved, so.
Is that what it is?
I'm picking on George.
And we've got another penalty flag.
That's Kecoughtan. Everybody moved but the center.
Flag on the play.
You know, one of the funniest things you ever hear is someone talk about the fact that the center forgot to count snap. You know, you think everybody else would remember. If no one else would remember, the center would remember.
Well, see, he's got the blocking assignments and things he's got to do too.
Absolutely.
And when you get up there and everybody goes but the center, you can almost say, yeah, I think the center forgot what the count was.
So 5 yards is assessed against the Warriors. 8:04 left in the first half. Scoreless here from Darling Stadium. Kecoughtan in the green, Nansemond River in the red and white. And that ball comes
fumble.
loose.
You can't carry that ball like Thompson was doing that time. Tim, he had it stuck out there like a loaf of bread.
And they've turned it over. Second time in the ball game. The Warriors have turned it over. 3 turnovers against Nansemond River. So 5 turnovers here in the first half and a bunch of penalties.
Oh, this has been a real, what you call an ugly game.
So far. But a beautiful night to watch an ugly game.
Oh, absolutely. Perfect.
24-yard line is where Nansemond River now will get their break as the Warriors were threatening. But a penalty and a fumble have given it over. Long count by Strand. Now he sends Guzman in motion and then hands off to McPherson. And he's dancing too much trying to get to that corner. He's not just getting the ball and going. That is Tracy McPherson. He is just a 9th grader. And I don't mean to be overly critical, but he's playing like a 9th grader. He's just too tentative. And you can't give the defense of Kecoughtan, which they're known for, through the years. They may not score a lot of points, but they play good D.
Yeah, they do.
You just can't let them have much time to react.
Well, and Dan Thompson, he defensive coach over there when Kurt Newsom was there, defensive coach there last year and again this year. So Dan knows his defense.
Second down after a short gain. Let's call it second down and 8. Now this side, Guzman got some running room, but got tripped up as he got across the 30 to about the 31-yard line.
I tell you, Ed Ross, number 44, almost had him in the backfield, Tim. But Guzman shows that speed and just outran him.
They marked the ball at the Nansemond River 31-yard line. Brings up a third down and about 4.
Not much luck on third down and long. I look for them to keep it on the ground. They seem to pick it up better. Their passing game is just a little off tonight.
You are too kind, sir. They do stay on the ground.
But
McPherson did not get the first down as he is stacked up at the 33-yard line. Needed to get the 34, so that'll bring up 4th and 1.
McPherson with the handoff, and he's stopped by a host of Warriors.
Guzman will go back in deep punt formation, not nearly as dangerous as the last time, but again, he will be kicking into I'd say about a 15 to 20 mile an hour breeze. I noticed it when we were standing down on the field before the game that it was fairly substantial. Justin Green, the only man back for the Warriors. Guzman takes the snap and kicks a nice kick. Green will field it at the 28-yard line. Trying to get a
nice block. He got a nice block.
And Green is wrestled down at the 33-yard line. Again, a good job on special teams by Nansemond River.
That was Dominic Scott, Tim, and what he did is a lot of people, as he was tackling him, he brought his hand down and knocked the ball out.
We've got another penalty flag, I believe.
Where is
holding? I'm not exactly certain.
I don't see the flag. Do you see? I don't see the flag.
It is against Kecoughtan.
Preliminary call holding against the Kecoughtan Warriors.
I see the flag now. It was in our picture. It was downfield. You see some of the crowd just below the press box here on the home side. Pretty good crowd on hand considering this is Bay Days weekend, and undoubtedly a lot of people over at the downtown area waiting for the fireworks to happen.
Tim, I'm used to big screen TV. This
yeah,
is really, okay, we got a whole
you
are too, right?
I'm like watching it on a wristwatch. That's my Dick Tracy TV. It's about 2 inches square. Don't even get me started on big screen TVs, buddy.
Well, there we are. Hey, Mom.
I had my sights on a high definition TV. Almost got it home. We'll talk about that off camera.
You need to talk to your buddy sitting next to you. He got one that's
the 69
rectangle.
Don't even go there.
Oh man, awesome.
Yes, I know. Let's move on.
And our buddy Brent Musgrove, who you and I have both talked to, went out and got one too by Mitsubishi. Oh, is it beautiful?
Oh, I know he got a big, but he didn't get that.
Yes, he does.
Oh, he did the 16.9
format. Yeah, it'll do the whole thing.
Don't even go there. I almost had the longest fight with my wife over that. But I shall survive. All right, the Warriors from their 25-yard line, second down and about 9. They try the sweep to the right. Give the ball this time to Darnell Harrison.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say if one of those Kecoughtan Warriors, when they start to sweep, if they will cut back against the green, they may pick up some additional yardage. They're just trying to outrun the defense, and according to Coach Moss, they're quick.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. You know, the only way you can really neutralize speed on defense is to go straight up with a quick hitter rather than try and sweep.
Or cut back against the grain, let them overrun the play.
Exactly.
That's Matt Cross in
he got
again.
it. He's got the first down out close to midfield.
Well, Matt Cross is back in a quarterback. I didn't pick that up until just then.
Just came back in. They mark him out at the 45-yard line as he stepped out instead of the 48 where he was eventually tackled. We'll return to Darling Stadium for the conclusion of our first half after this brief timeout.